Good morning, Dodie.
Hi.
You want cash? I went downstairs to get it printed, and the printer wouldn't print it. So he said, I'll print it for you. Well, then he printed it like, it's like, okay. You want cash or check or? Well, let me get this all read. Yeah.
I know, but I don't think that other people are there, just not. Yeah. Well, not today. Yeah, I mean, just today for the city. Yeah. So maybe when you're talking about next year, but somebody else. Traverse City. We don't want to just take it. Yeah. Hello. Well, it's nice. Another year. The fiddle song, you know, where it was the restaurant. Oh, yeah, where's that? Uh-oh. Time to start, ladies.
Oh, we've got Alice on today. Alice is joining today.
Oh,
Did you get in already? Yeah, Dodie's on, Alice is on.
Morning, Alan.
I don't see their faces yet, but
That's because you only do enable
Okay.
screen sharing. It's turned off on your end.
we're getting there.
Okay.
And I know if I do crack the screen, please save it.
Oh, I left my name tag in the room.
Start,
Oh, I didn't press it. Yes, we can. Found it.
with me when I left here. The meeting is all. I mean, at 9:03.
Can't read that.
I'm glad you did that. I focused more on the other.
Thank you.
Yeah. The meeting was started at 9:03. So that's my gavel.
My hand works pretty well.
All right, well, let's start our meeting on Friday, February 2nd. I will start with the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I've asked Jan, she's our inspiration. She has a collection of inspiration. Something I can do. I take pictures. Okay. Some people have a gift of listening with full understanding. Some people have such a relaxed and calm presence, you get peace and a sense of balance just being in their company. Everybody know anybody like that? Some people have a tangible energy and compassion for humanity and all of nature that inspires you to be aware of more and give more. Some people's faith is a beacon of hope to all who know them. And then there are those people who are like a cool tonic on a hot day, like the sun breaking through the dark clouds. They are funny without trying to be, lifting your spirit with intention, without intention, just by who they are. They can make you laugh until you are physically in pain, pleading to stop while hoping they really don't. Very often, I think they are my favorite people. Cheers to all these beautiful people in our lives, but today especially to those with the gift of laughter, humor, and joy.
Wonderful. I would like to just mention that I did hear from Cheryl Lance. And she said, I just wanted to tell you, I am not there because I have not been in the best of health the last 6 weeks. Hope you are all doing well, and I will try to see you in May.
May.
Oh. I'll try. Well,
Yeah.
She's coming to mock trial.
well, she said, I would try to see you in May.
That's the only thing I know of.
Yeah.
I know I can.
Anyway, Rick has done judging before.
Oh,
for a
it is.
couple of years,
I knew that.
and I'm sure he would like to do it for us. Wish everyone hello and hope to see you soon. So.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. He
we
had
heard
mentioned that.
from Cheryl. So let's continue where we left off. The national mock trial, we discussed that, Yergemeyer and Heritage, that's Stephanie, she's not online. Annual meeting, we've decided pretty much, well, we voted that we want to go to,
Bye, honey.
California, Santa Barbara.
Can I say something about that? We might want to have a backup. Yes, well, I'm sorry. That's there, but remember, she was saying August is their high season. And we may have some trouble, not only with the expense, but just finding a place. So I was thinking, should we have a backup in case we can't find a, I mean, I want to go there, but what if we can't find a place and we have to have another meeting?
Put it back into my committee at that point and get into some.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right, I did talk to Ann yesterday. And she did say on season and the hotels are doing very hard. They have Airbnb.
Alice has
really
her
far
hotel.
between in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Restriction.
And they're expensive.
And they're expensive. So she just said to keep that in mind. She's gonna check and see what she can find out.
Yeah.
But it won't be like $109 a night. We like to pay.
Well, that's, you know,
Would you be agreeable to do, then we can just throw it back an email and get everybody's.
I don't know, how long does that take? It's for.
It's your insurance line, that's the
That's
best.
what I was saying,
Oh,
if
no.
we do it here, if everybody agrees on a backup. No, we can't find them, if for August, that's not that far away to leave something for a big group.
all right, Alice has something to say?
Where is your meeting in the next meeting? Where is it going to be? In Florida, did you say?
California.
Santa Barbara.
Oh, you want to go there? When would what would that date be?
It'd be in July.
Oh, July. Okay, thank you.
Fourth week in,
Yeah, probably the week of July 22nd, but yeah. But we need a backup plan in case we can't get hotels there.
I think Frankenmuth could be a backup plan.
Okay.
The surprise, right?
Okay.
The advantages of Frankenmuth, you don't have
Yeah.
to park the car for free. You have a free shuttle to go any place you want to. If you want to even camp, Jellystone Park is within walking distance, everything. It's a multi-million-dollar water park that will be finished this summer. The ideal meeting room is there in the Bavarian Inn Lodge, and food is right around at Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, the largest Christmas store in the world, is there at 6 football fields. Frankenmuth, Michigan. The whole town is for this sort of thing. And it might even be during Music Fest, which is walking distance of the place.
Is it difficult to get to?
If you fly into Flint, and it's 22 miles. That's the only expense you're gonna have, but you're not gonna have any Ubering once you get there, and you don't have to pay to park the car if you drive.
Well, can you just present it to the committee and they'll talk about
What's
it?
the weather in June?
In June, it can be hot.
July.
July, it can be hot, but
it's high season in northern Michigan.
Oh, that's true too.
it's Michigan, so it's not as hot as it can be in other parts of the
Yeah.
country.
All right, well, let the committee consider, they know about all our discussion, and
Why doesn't anybody have any suggestions? Submit them to Jean,
I think that's
Jean?
the committee can work on it.
Right.
because I'll send you a suggestion now too.
But that was a good suggestion. I have that.
Easily achieved.
All right, so the next thing was new ideas for membership, which I think we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
And so now we can talk to our registered agents. Would you like to discuss that, please? Dominique?
Yes, so I did look into a registered agent and this only came up because we mentioned that we were paying for this. I don't know how much it is. Treasurer, do you remember how much?
I will look.
But anyway, is it five? Yeah, it was more than I thought we should be paying.
It's 350.
Is it? Okay. So what I found out though is apparently this organization is registered and incorporated in Illinois. And so therefore we have to have an Illinois service process server, which means I can't, or I'm sorry, agent for service of process. I tried to see if we had an agent in Texas, because I think there might be a way, maybe you would know, if we could create, if I don't know if we can name an agent in Texas without having a part of our incorporation here. So that's why I guess Illinois, does anybody know why it's incorporated in Illinois? Was that just?
Because Chicago.
Oh, because of the ADA,
Yeah.
And we had an office.
And we had an office there.
but no more.
No more. Yeah.
So maybe we could look into changing our registered, or the seat of our incorporation, or just moving our incorporation.
To
Texas.
Put your name and you get an address. Some of these PO box places actually give you, they don't use a PO box for as an agent, typically in Texas, I don't know about Illinois.
No, but what I was gonna do
There,
is,
just bought a PO, we bought a PO box maybe that had like a street address.
without actually, but see, I think by looking at the Secretary of State's office, we have to actually be incorporated or have a place of business in Texas to have an agent registered.
Right, that's what I'm saying, should we go to Illinois and just get a little spot? Talk to a lawyer or somebody, I don't know, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, probably the service that we're using is cheaper than any lawyer would charge, you know.
Why are we moving?
We're not moving. It's just a way to not have to pay. We're trying not to pay that $500 a year, because there's an agent for service, like, and that means if we ever got sued, which is highly unlikely, but if we ever got sued, the person that we're paying to be the agent is a company. It's not even a law firm. It's just a company,
It's
and they're in Illinois. They're in
all over the
Illinois.
United States, pretty much.
Yeah, but that's where they're headquartered.
Question, do we be registered to do business as a nonprofit in Texas? In which case you could be the agent.
Well, that's what
I
I'm
don't know
thinking,
that
maybe-
Nonprofit, but you know, if you're a corporation, you have to register to do business.
Right, which I don't think is an expensive thing.
No.
I think we could say, yes, we're headquartered in Illinois, but we have an office, or, we have an address in Texas. And if we do that, then as a Texas, registered company, then me or any of our Texas lawyers could be the agent at no charge.
Right.
So that's,
Looking at just registering in Texas, we could be registered anyway. I mean, I know a for-profit business tax, if you're doing
Yeah.
business in the state, you need to register there.
Yeah.
I don't know about nonprofits, but and we just register in the state and you can be just doing business in the state and you can be the agent.
yeah. Well, why don't I
Why don't I?
look into what that would cost? I think it would just be a registration fee.
Yeah, like.
And we just have to, come up with our bylaws and our articles of incorporation, which
Yeah.
hopefully we know where those are.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a lot here.
$465 a year for the.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hugely expensive, but yeah, if we could switch it and just get rid of that expense. Well, we're not. I mean, it's just to save the month, the yearly expense. Well, I just said, why are we paying a company when one of us attorneys could do it? Yeah. But what I found, but I just assumed that we had a registration in Texas,
Yeah.
and there's no sign of us in Texas anywhere.
Yeah, I love lawyers.
Oh, it okay, well, so that'll be my project.
Yeah.
See if we can register in Texas.
So we need to look into the registered agent. And Virginia has our nonprofit needs of directors and officers. and
Well, Dominique and I both worked on it.
Yeah, we did.
Everybody, so I tried to find some information, you know, we talked about it, but does anybody really understand what it is and whether we actually need it? So did some research and I found this insurance company that really puts out a good bit of information on their website, and I printed it for everybody about what it is and why you might need it if you're not. Okay. So, and, you know, it's, you know, we might need it. I mean, if you look at page 2, it talks about what's covered up here and what are some of the potential claims that could be made against you. One thing is that this provides defense coverage for you, right? If somebody does sue you, even if it's groundless, we know that happens a lot, then they'll provide a defense for you. We know that's not cheap, right? Talking $35,000. They were saying here's an average just to get even a groundless claim set. So, the only thing I could think about is, you know, it's self-dealing. I don't think Sharon's running off with her huge treasury funds, but they go to probably Denny's for dinner. But, like, you know, if we discrimination, what if somebody comes in and claims, oh my gosh, they didn't choose my applicant because I'm XYZ, right?
Would that include like people that apply for scholarship and teacher of the year and,
I would be more concerned about that. I don't think teachers are gonna make a fuss, but. You know, the
Students might,
scholarships.
yeah.
Well, parents might decide, well, my child should go.
Well,
Yeah,
what
I don't know what goes on.
I was thinking of like if we do events and we have to sign these contracts for restaurants.
Yes.
No, they can always come and say, you didn't do this, this and this, so I don't know if that's.
Well, if you, well, are we a corporation? I mean, are we actually a nonprofit, registered nonprofit, 501c?
Yes.
So if you're signing a contract, you sign on behalf of American Employers Alliance.
Right.
So that's probably gonna shield you from liability there. We have the correct corporate structure, but if you have to sign it, not your personal name, we all know that, right?
Well, that's what Joe West.
Okay.
So we can.
So yes, they could come after us. That probably, I mean, that probably wouldn't be covered here. This is more like mismanagement, discrimination, self-dealing, employment issues, or whatever employment issues, but, and failure to fulfill your fiduciary duties. So that would be something we'd have to do on our own anyway. But anyway, so this is kind of what it covers. I don't think we have huge exposure. But it does protect the officers and the directors personally as well. Any liability, mismanagement, or discrimination, also the organization, but also individuals. So they're saying D&O and E&O, so I'm not exactly sure. I don't do nonprofit work, so I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, but I can find out more. But it looks like
Directors and officers?
yeah, directors and officers and E&O. It looks like directors and officers and E&O might
I think that's,
probably buy one policy that covers everything.
yeah,
You think that?
probably. I think so. It, you know, it's errors and omissions, but we, you know, that's something title companies carry. And
Yeah,
I don't know that we would, I guess if it was all together, maybe we can get a cheap, you know, an inexpensive policy to cover everything.
5583.
yeah, so, so that's, anyway, this gives you a little bit of information about what it is and what we need. I did talk to, I know Dominique got in touch with a couple, I got one person to get back to me. And she said, this is one of the ones you contacted, Jennifer, Nancy Claymon. And I said, look, just give me a ballpark, because I'm going to a meeting. I mean, I'm not going to hold you to it. But she thought, about 1,000 to 5,000 a year, depending on the extent of the coverage.
73820.
Does that include general liability? Because,
No, I don't think so.
okay. Because I spoke with a lady at a company called iSential, and the way, what she explained to me was you have general liability, and then you have the directors and officers. Two separate coverages, but if you write them together, you get the discount, you know, so. And I think her quote was, you know, it was hard for them to give us a quote without knowing how big we are. Yeah.
Is it usually based on your revenue?
Well, so It's based on our assets.
Yeah.
And so one thing about the D&O coverage is we'd have to provide pretty substantial information, not that we have just a whole lot to provide them, but they want to know like everybody's, the officer's personal net worth, basically. Because that's what they're covering, that's what they need to cover if we get sued. Whereas a general liability, which is kind of not just for the officers, but for the whole organization, if somebody slips and falls at a meeting, that's a lot. They don't require financials for that. So that's a lot simpler policy.
But does that cover the directors and officers?
Not for misfeasance like we're talking about.
Okay, because I think we're covered when we need these meetings, the ADA.
Well, and that's true. The hotel
No,
probably.
we know that. I'm not worried about that because we don't need it in people's homes. Right. This application she sent is not for profit organization, association, professional liability, and maybe it doesn't cover that, but I didn't realize that one of our personal information.
For the director and liability, they
But
do.
they change every year, it's without directors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It would have to update every.
I mean, she sent me the CNA application. I don't know. I haven't looked to see what it says. So they just want a financial statement from us. But anyway, I brought this. We could look at this. This is what she said we'll need to fill out. We want to apply for insurance through CNA. So-
And then there's another type of insurance, just event insurance, which is just for a meeting only. And I talked to them, that there's a company out there called Event Helper, and that's all they do is insure events. And they said that, that's very easy coverage. There's very little information we need to provide. We literally just give them the date of our event, the general idea of how many people are coming, whether there's alcohol served or not. And and they said theoretically, they could cover up to 54 dates. So if at January 1st, you gave them, 50 dates of meetings, that's what the insurance would cover. So obviously 2 dates would work, but he did say that if you change the date of your meeting, you can't do that. You have to know in advance what your dates are. Because the policy will cover those dates that you give them at the beginning of the year. So that would be a little difficult for us, not knowing what date.
It's really for people that are going to rock concerts and things like that.
Well, it's
I mean.
like for instance, the HBAA in Houston, we use it for our chili cook-off. We buy a policy for our chili cook-off that covers people that come and people that are in the event. And it's very cheap. It's $120. So.
We don't have that. We have only husbands, wives. And
Right.
That's it. And so. I don't
What
know,
would it
I
cover?
think we may
Somebody
go
slipping
professional.
falls and that's it?
Just any injury that happens at your event.
But that happened with the hotel. If you-
Right.
Yeah, the hotel.
And we have our personal insurance to cover all that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is more for like big events.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so we probably don't need that. But if we do, it's easy to get. And
Well, I didn't know I thought maybe Sharon, somebody will I don't have all the information to fill this out. Maybe we can fill it out and we can get it submitted.
Which company is that?
This is CNA.
CNA, okay.
And they've got a choice of D&O, EPL, and fiduciary liability. So we could apply for all of them. Just do one. But they're mostly asking for stuff about our organization. So I guess if they want all this personal stuff, then we'll have to decide.
Well, that's what iCentral told me. So, maybe they don't require as much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Different companies may require different things. So, and I think they need to think of these huge organizations too. I mean, because if you commit malfeasance, then they can subrogate against you. Right? So they want to know if they pay a claim, if they defend a claim, what do you have to come after? Not a happy thought, but that's pretty much what they try to do. They'll settle and then subrogate and they'll come after you. Personally. Not for malfeasance, not necessarily. It depends what.
Yeah, I mean, this would be somebody steals all the car money and goes to Europe,
Yeah.
and then, and then we get sued for.
Like insurance takes off with our money, then
I don't think Car would let me take it out without Barbara.
Yeah, it's a double signature on that thing, I
We
think.
need,
Get started thinking we needed insurance.
We could go take.
One of our members suggested it,
Yes.
right? We had a member-
I normally keep
members
very little
asked
money.
about it.
Yeah.
And I had people, when I was president, they would email me and say, do we have insurance? Because one of the auxiliaries would be having an event. And so are we covered under our umbrella insurance policy, and I was like, we don't insure.
No, but it would be good if
Yeah.
you sent that to all the auxiliary presidents, so that they would know that if they have a big event like a chili cook-off or whatever they're having, or whatever they're having, that there is insurance for the auxiliaries to do that. I would think that that would be a good idea.
Well, some of the individual auxiliaries then, from my understanding, when I emailed them back, they said, okay, we're gonna just get our own insurance. Or we're not gonna worry about insurance, because I just had probably maybe 2 or 3 asked me about it, and I said, we do not as a group. And I did tell them, I said, y'all are y'all need to just go and get your own, because y'all meet in houses, y'all don't meet in houses, y'all meet in hotels, y'all meet here. So especially, so it was kind of like everybody had their own, like you're saying, own individual needs. And so you're right, they kind of do that on their own and not look to us, because we can't cover all that.
But we could send it to them as a group as their higher up, to send them, this insurance idea.
Just
And
FYI,
just,
yeah.
to do that, yeah, right. So they would have the information.
Yeah.
Well, their homeowners may cover it. I think it depends on who's attending. Right? I mean, that's, you have to look at your policy.
Right.
If they cover this, because it really is just a small,
Right.
group of friends, pretty much, but. I think they should probably check their own homeowner's insurance and talk to their agent, and if it doesn't cover it, then they need to get.
But if they're renting a facility, to have the event, the facility
Yeah.
probably has
We're
coverage.
renting a facility, and the facility said, I need to see your insurance, and they're like, well, I'll get the insurance, I'll get y'all's insurance, and I said, no, we don't have it. So I said, y'all are gonna have to get your own, or do the event rental, or do that policy, so they worked it out, I just had a couple of what we came up, because some of the auxiliary members were asking us, that's how it came. Right.
I think that'd be nice for us to do that for them. It shows that we are looking out for them as a group.
Yeah, I don't know if they can afford it, and.
Well, they can't to take it, it's just us giving them our information.
Awareness.
And where they go. like
Yeah.
.com,
Yeah,
whatever they-
I mean, I didn't know there was insurance for just singular
Yeah,
events, but.
right.
If your auxiliary has an event, this is one option.
Right, exactly.
We don't have insurance. I mean,
Yeah, right, exactly.
I just don't know that
I think you need more to do, but I don't know if this is something.
We passed it, we've done this for years and years now.
Do you want me to fill this out and give it back?
Scholarship, that's all.
Well, that's the application, they won't really. go
I just
without
wrote
it.
a scholarship.
Oh, yeah, but that's a different story. I don't know that we'll ever really run into that.
Just can't.
But
I have
Even about the questions that they actually give a policy, it makes me feel like we're inappropriate for that policy.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't.
Well, when I was trying to research it too, and I was not doing a very good job, y'all are much better. Okay, was attorney. I had one insurance, basically, I called him, he called me, and he basically was like, I cannot believe y'all don't have directors. Oh my goodness.
Well,
You're-
there's
families. And I'm like, okay, sorry, no, we don't. So I don't know, the extra, depends on the price, and I mean, it's probably a good idea.
Well, I think the big thing would be the tax cost, right? I mean,
Right.
unless we had a bunch of lawyers, but, taking on a case like that can be a lot of work. They are saying the average cost then is bonus points.
The plan that we have.
We're thinking of, we were saying discrimination.
Discrimination, my son's scholarship, if somebody says, well, you should give me the scholarship, you can give it to me, because blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah.
That's what,
My husband was adamant that a women's club that I belong to, he was adamant that we have insurance to cover the directors.
yeah.
Because he said, I cannot believe that you all are
Well, that's what-
floating around here with,
Yeah.
but we had a house. And so we had people coming onto our property.
Yeah.
And so that makes a big difference.
It does.
This way, we're not actually coming in contact. I mean, if somebody, like you said, if somebody falls, it's the hotel, it's
Right.
not us, even if they fall at our event. So, and physically, we're okay.
You remember when Rita Thompson fell in one of our meetings at a hotel?
Yeah.
The staff, it was there, they were taking pictures, they had her up. I can't remember that, like, I think it's just me, but
Yeah.
they were documenting.
I'd like to say that our village, which is for people who want to stay in home, we sponsor 501c3, and we do a house tour in October. And we have that insurance, but we've been told by the insurance people that make sure that people have homeowners insurance, because that comes into play too.
Well, and my fox hunt got insurance a couple years ago for directors and officers, because we have foxhounds and like, we've had one get out on the road and get hit, and so that person could sue us. But our group doesn't have any property that, you know, somebody's gonna sue us over getting injured.
It's just that what it's about, and if you think we've got any at the top of it, that's really good, it's very good. If we've got any risk, you know.
What would cover us for a discrimination charge
this-
for a
you
scholarship?
know,
Okay,
Well, yeah, well, no, directors and officers insurance. We may just need the one piece, right? We can get a quote for the full and then break it down and see what should everything cover and do we want to pay it. I mean, I think we probably just need directors and officers to protect us from these things.
These things right here.
Yeah, I don't think we need anything else, but.
To get that, you would have to give our personal information out.
Well, that's what Dominique said. I didn't see it on maybe this application, but then I don't know, they may come back and ask for more information. But I think maybe we should just fill this out and send it in and see.
It was probably a tailored policy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm not either. But like I said, I think that's if there's malfeasance and they pay a claim, they want to come back.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's just, that's, you know,
Or university.
well, we did. Right.
Yeah.
They got scholarships, but still, it's cheap, we don't consider. That's what they do with these things, and these are things and gifts. So we should live for 35 grand.
Well, it says it doesn't protect against everything, however, a properly tailored policy can reduce the risks of your officers and directors.
Yeah, that's not saying, maybe I can say forever
Well,
sales.
so
Yeah.
should we consider
Sales, that's what.
going ahead and looking, filling out some forms to find out what the expense would be
Yeah.
unless they follow?
Don't use my address when you're.
No, I mean, you have to start with an application. 'Cause
Right.
Really, they don't go any further. unless you
That's a
apply.
good point. His name and address would be listed, comes. That price-
So the problem.
Sharon, Sharon, what's your name and address listed as?
Do I what?
Of this policy.
No, get the organization out of Illinois,
But we don't have an address.
Illinois.
Sharon,
No, Sharon wouldn't put a personal address. That's what we're talking about. We need to get a register, we need to register, I think, in Texas and get an address in Texas, but Dominique can have to look into that.
All right.
Profit corporations have to be registered in the state if they're doing business. I don't know if nonprofits do, but I think we need to look into that, that we would register, be registered as doing business in Texas and then Dominique can get it.
All right.
And then we can do that.
let's have call when there's a snake pit and you're stirring it up.
Yeah, right.
The next step would be to see if we can be registered as non.
Yeah, I can easily find that out.
All right, well,
I
so
think
that,
we did, I think we could register in any state, you
Yeah.
know, we're headquartered in Illinois, but we can register in
Anything
any
you're
or
doing
all states.
business in, if you're incorporated in Delaware, you're doing business in Texas, you're supposed to be registered. in
Right,
Texas.
and then you can move your agent for services
Yeah.
process to any of the states where you're registered. Yeah.
all
But then
right.
the other complicating thing that I do that the tax guy that does our tax return, I have to register with the state of Ohio
Right.
because I'm in Ohio, I'm having the tax return done in Ohio, so I have to register with the state of Ohio for charitable organizations, and they charge us $100. It's just a way for Ohio to make money, but he said, you have to do this.
Why can't you do it in Texas? You have a Texas residence, don't you?
I'm not a Texas resident yet.
You have a badge.
But-
You have a badge, so you.
Yes,
you are-
I'm honorary Texan, yeah, but, so, you know, that's another thing, because we don't want stuff going to Chicago to this CT corporation, so
No,
I
think we have
I
to
put
get
everything as
registered.
my address.
Yeah, but I think we can get an address, use me.
I would, yeah, I would use my law firm, because that way, even if it doesn't come to me, you know, the whole firm can be an agent. So that way, if anybody gets it, signs for it.
And, you know, then we wouldn't charge us.
Right, remember, G was our president, but there were a couple of full meetings almost delegated to getting us out.
Mhm.
Getting us out of, unconnected to, what was that, Chicago, some office. Yeah, so.
And then at that point, it was a debate. Well, the ADA said we had to be paying thousands of dollars for an office we weren't using and they were using. Because we wouldn't have an address for our nonprofit. And it was started in Illinois. And so we've had all these discussions and we decided to register,
Yeah,
IO for her.
oh, for the IRA.
Yeah, because we really are not, we have no connection in Illinois.
Well, at one time we did because we had an office.
Right.
That's, we used to have an office at the ABA.
It's very expensive.
All right, so then-
Maybe you want to submit one application, or if Dominique has another one, I wrote the one from CNA, let's see what they say. But there are whether.
Yeah, I'll send her mine as well, and she can look at them and figure out which one's easier.
Do you think just 2 applications, or do you can do more than 2? Just 2.
We can
I
do
don't
two.
know.
I would,
What do you think? Two?
I mean, if they come out vastly different, we might want to do a third, but
Yeah.
if they're similar,
All
then.
If they come out in the same range, that means everybody's
I
gonna.
think we should thank Virginia and Dominique for all their
Yes,
work.
that's a lot.
Right.
And maybe they could email me a few sentences on what I'm gonna put in the minutes, because I'm trying to keep up and everything, so.
Okay.
If you two, sure, thank you for doing that.
All right. Well,
This is everybody needs lawyers,
Yeah.
right?
pending,
No,
But it's personally, am I right? Complicating things. I'm sorry, this is like.
No, I lived it.
oh, well, let's say it's brought to our attention.
Yeah,
Look
we
into it.
appreciate it.
All right, so we'll leave it to you two ladies to
Yeah.
go further and
Yeah.
get applications and we'll bring it up in wherever we are in the next.
Yeah,
meeting.
if anybody reads this and has any suggestions, so you can email me. Okay.
I'm gonna say pending.
Yeah, I mean, I can probably change my email, but it's better to email me my business address if you have questions about this kind of stuff. Virginia Sampson Law at Gmail.
Well, that's what we have.
Well, in the book, it's my personal one, and I get so much junk in that, things just get lost. I'll change it in the book, but. Should we just report back to you, Jean, when we know something, Dominique and I, or how do we do this?
No, you don't need to.
She wants an email just so she can put it in the minute.
All I'm worried about right now is, I would like to get these minutes out, like, in the next week.
Okay, I can give you before we.
And just a few sentences on what we did today
Okay.
for that, I would appreciate.
Yeah, I have to really thank Dominique, because she lit a fire under me.
I'm like, oh, the meeting's coming up, we gotta do something.
Yeah, no.
Well, we know you.
You're the only two that have waited to the last minute to do anything.
Yeah.
No, they're known for that, right?
That's right, that's what attorneys do. We're driven by a deadline.
I'm gonna put it down as a pending matter and
Okay.
we'll address it the next meeting.
Right.
All right, so.
Can I just interrupt for 1 minute? I'm supposed to tell everybody I have our tax return, and I'm supposed to make it available to all of the board members. So if you really want to look at it, I have it.
Are you getting ready to file it? When's it due?
On the website?
It's been filed. It's been filed.
Noel has a question. Is it on the website?
Do you want me to put it on the website? I can password protect it.
No, that's.
No, we don't want our tax return on the website.
But I say I could put password protected, so not everybody can look at it, just whoever has the password.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
Okay, just thought I'd throw it out there.
I want to invite anybody to do
yeah.
it. 400,000 is not a lot in the real world, but. for
To some people
it's
it might be.
Yeah.
All right, so we move on. Is there any old business? Anything about events?
Can I throw something out there? I took a look at Google Maps last night as far as Santa Barbara, which sounds absolutely lovely, but it is almost a 2-hour drive from LAX to get there. And I have concerns.
Santa Barbara.
I have this much.
You can fly to Santa Barbara.
It changed.
I have concerns about our guests, our teachers of the year and our students getting from LAX to Santa Barbara because they'll have to rent a car and then drive through LA to get there.
There's an airport in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, but how accessible is it? I mean, who flies there?
You can fly there from BFW.
I just wanted to throw that out there because I think that might
Listen to
hinder some people.
please.
Y'all, Noel has a question or a comment.
I just think that might hinder some people from attending because of the logistics of getting there. Not that it sounds like a lovely place, but you know, I don't want to drive for 2 hours to get there.
Hello, may I say something?
Yes.
Ladies, hello. I'm very familiar with that because my mother's from that area. I love the idea of having the meeting somewhere on the California coast. If we don't want to do Santa Barbara, there's some other options. There's some beautiful towns like Monterey and Carmel. Monterey is pretty inexpensive, and it is only about an hour from the San Jose airport. San Jose airport is like one of the easiest airports to get in and out of in the country. And so you can fly into San Jose, you can rent a car and basically be in Monterey, which is right next to Carmel, but not as expensive as Carmel, in an hour. Santa Barbara, you can fly into Santa Barbara. I will say that I agree with Noel. If you're flying into LAX, you can also fly into John Wayne Airport or some of those area airports. But like I say, it's a lot easier just to fly into Santa Barbara than to mess with driving from LA to Santa Barbara. The traffic just stacks up. It can be either an easy drive or a horrible drive. But and then the other idea might be to go to a place that's really easy, and that would be like do it somewhere in San Diego, like at the Del Coronado or something. San Diego is just like, again, super easy to fly in. Southwest, everybody has flights in there. Fly in, then go to a hotel. There's a lot of stuff around there. So those are I'm just throwing that out. And I don't know who is on the travel committee. If you would, I'm happy to help with that. I am really, really, like I say, I've spent almost every summer since I was 5 years old at some part of the coast, and my cousin still has a house in Morro Bay. So just throwing all that out there. I love Santa Barbara idea though.
Actually, San Diego is what popped into my head because I'm just, my kids are 18 years old, and whether they come with their parents, that's one thing, but they can't rent a car. They're too young. So I'm just trying to think of ease of accessibility.
San Diego is, really fun. It will be at that time of year. It can be pretty hot, but if you're on the beach somewhere, like I was thinking of the Del Coronado, which is over on the island. It's a Marriott property. I know we like those. If you're over there, there's a lot to do, and then it's easy just to cross the bridge, and there's so much to do. There's the zoo, there's all kinds of stuff around there. It is going to be hotter at that time of year, but that's just how, but not like Texas hot. It's not like Texas hot. So it's not, it's a good hot.
So what do y'all think? I mean, I'm just throwing my 2 cents worth in because I was concerned about, trying to logistics.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
You can fly to John Wayne and go to Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, Dana Point. They're 40 minutes from John Wayne Airport. They've got direct flight on Southwest there.
That would be fun.
Everybody, but there are other places on the coast we could go.
Yeah, I'm for the coastal idea. There's so much on the coast. Yeah, I love that idea. Laguna Beach is beautiful. Again, San Diego, La Jolla, you could set the meeting in La Jolla, which is maybe 20 minutes from San Diego Airport, and also really beautiful and kind of chic and cool. And they have a lot of meeting places there as well. So anyway, yeah, I do love the idea of a California deal.
Travel committee has made notes.
Lots of options there.
Yeah.
Lots of options.
Well, we'll leave it up to our travel committee. That's Jeannie is the chairman, if you have any comments. Alice,
Taking notes.
Alice has her hand up.
She's muted. Alice, you're muted.
Yeah, but I can't hear the speaker. I don't know who's speaking or who's talking. Could the camera spot the speaker?
All right, we'll do our best. That's all I can say. Make sure your volume is turned up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I
Dodie,
can,
Dodie was the one speaking about.
yeah,
wanting-
I could hear Dodie beautifully and I hear the main, officers very well too. It's just someone on the side who's talking. I don't know near,
We'll ask him
Down
to
the
speak up.
side talking,
Yeah.
speak up.
thank you.
All right, well, the presentation lady she's coming around 11:30, so,
Yeah,
what?
I forgot to put my money in. Can I give her a check today?
No, you can, the idea of the book, you just go online and donate your money. You can do it now, today, tomorrow, next month. Yeah,
I tried to do it before I came and it said error. I didn't get in.
That's no, well, she comes to them.
Noel, how can they get in to donate books to the,
you go on the
On the
website.
website,
Yeah.
there's a link on it.
Jan Lamro said that she got an error message when she tried to donate through the,
Okay, I'm looking right this second.
okay,
Make a donation.
thank you.
No, it's right there.
Okay, she'll try again.
If you go to the website and under the logo for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, there's a button that says make a donation. Click that and it takes you right to it. So it should work fine.
Right.
At least it just did. So
Thank you.
All right, so as I look at my agenda, I can't think of anything else to do at this moment because she's not coming till 11:30,
So we have a luncheon.
All right.
When do we do the auxiliary awards?
At the luncheon.
At the luncheon.
I
Okay.
thought we were doing. I thought we were doing.
I thought we were too. We usually do that in the meeting, not at the luncheon.
Last year I got my award.
Can we speak one at a time?
Question, please.
Keep one at a time and keep the inner conversations down so the people can hear, please. Thank you.
But I said we should all clap for Joanne.
I agree.
Because of all the.
Great job.
Really, really good.
That was so much fun, this issue. So much fun last night. That was so much fun.
Janet, when do we give the auxiliary awards?
At the luncheon?
At the luncheon, okay.
Oh, I thought it was this morning.
We usually go to the meeting.
Well,
We usually do it at this meeting.
Yeah.
all right, well, then we can do that, and I don't know.
And we haven't done the auxiliary reports either, so we could do that. So anyway.
All right, well, then we want to give the auxiliary, awards now, please.
Let's do it. Yeah, you could start, and if the people come, yeah, we could stop and start again.
Would you mind coming up here so they can see you do it?
And Kitty's coming up there with me. So y'all wanna do the awards now?
They're gonna come up front so you can see them.
Well, I apologize, I look on the schedule and it says auxiliary awards, but yes, we do it at the meeting.
It was in two places.
Okay.
It was on the agenda.
Let's proceed, please.
Let me,
Well,
let me
she's getting-
silence my phone. I think it's silent, but let me just make sure. Yeah,
While she's
on.
checking, I have the totals of people owe for dinner, and I tried to print it out. And it didn't print out, so I got the someone at the hotel to print it out, but he printed it out real teeny tiny.
So you're gonna get this real teeny tiny little piece of paper, but I do have it bigger. It just didn't print, and then they said, oh, we'll print it for you, and my husband comes back with 2 sheets of paper, and I said, they didn't print it all.
You're Sharon. Go ahead.
She's shushing everybody. You can talk.
There were other voices like.
Okay, so I'm going to pass out your little bill, and, you can give me a check or cash, or you can mail it to me at my house. So,
Be sharp, yep.
American Lawyers Online, so we make a check too, correct? I know. We miss y'all.
We miss you
miss you.
too.
All right, let's proceed with our awards.
All right. Where would y'all like us to stand for the awards? In the middle or here, or where's easier? Just so they can see you here. Okay, I've got you positioned there.
Closing that.
So let's shut that door.
Yeah,
Yeah. Perfect. All right, Kitty.
I'm just gonna, and you're gonna talk about each one, right?
Yes, I will, unless you want to.
Oh, no, I have
Okay.
nothing to say.
Okay.
So I can just.
Okay.
Now you're gonna present it from there.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
standing to you. They're supposed to be alphabetical.
Do what? All right, this is, a time of our meeting that I always look forward to. And, this is the Auxiliary Support Awards. And, I want to, first of all, recognize Ann Santarelli, who is not here today, but, she was the chair of this committee. And this was the first year that she was the chair of this committee, and she did an amazing job. She did a great job. So Ann was chair, and then on the committee, we also had Marianne Laborgelt from Austin and Evelyn Albright from DC, and then myself. So we had a great committee, and it's always great if y'all ever want to be on this committee, because you get to see what everyone's doing, and it's just fascinating to see and encouraging to see what all the of our auxiliaries are doing in their own state, in their own towns, and in their own communities. So we'll start, I kind of went alphabetically. So first, it's the Austin Lawyers Auxiliary. And Ann Winkler is the president of that auxiliary, and she was unable to be here. So I'll take it back to Austin. Is there anybody else in? So I will take it back to Austin, and thank you so much. And I'm gonna just set it down right.
Do you want to talk about what they did?
I want to talk about what they did, so I need to set this down.
Oh, here, I can.
What?
Virginia.
Oh, Virginia, yes, you can accept for Austin.
Yeah.
Joette too.
Do you have
Yes,
some
come on,
pictures
Virginia.
Of you and
You can have Virginia
Virginia.
except for Austin.
And
Maybe you should do it over there so they take pictures. Yeah, let's stand
Yeah.
up there. I think it'd be, but then these people can't see us. No,
Hey, turn-
Can you move it? Okay,
Yeah.
come, Virginia will.
We're having a little movement here. Hold on.
Yeah.
We're
and let
gonna,
me talk.
don't
I
get
wanna-
dizzy. I'm rotating
about what they
around.
do. Okay.
I guess
We'll
they-
we'll get this down. Okay.
You wanted to-
You don't need me now, right?
Yeah, Sharon and Joette are part of Austin also.
What?
Sharon and Joette are both Austin members as well.
Oh,
Well, we can have all of the Austin members get up there.
so we're
Yeah.
in the middle. So whoever's from Austin, come up and accept, come on. And tell us about what Austin, what the award is for.
Noel,
Y'all,
can you
what
say,
the- I can see, but I need somebody to take pictures.
Jan's taking pictures.
Okay, good.
So the Austin Lawyers Auxiliary, that they're being awarded $1,000 for their scholarship program. And I just wanted, Ann Winkler is so wonderful. She's our president. So she gave us a little bit of history, and I just want to read this. So we've been doing this since about 1951 with the scholarship. And this is really interesting. It says, in the June 1951 issue of the Alcalde, the UT School of Law newspaper stated, a new scholarship has been established this year for a first-year law student at the University of Texas. The Austin Lawyers Wives Club has generously voted to award $100 annually to a high-ranking freshman student
and to make a similar gift each year in the spring semester. So we have carried on that tradition. And I looked it up, and $100 back then is about $1,200 today, is what, that's what, $11.50 or something like that. But, and then also law school back then was not as expensive.
Yeah.
So this is what we do. We do this program. We always award the recipient. We have her over for like a luncheon or a special, award ceremony for this person and for their family. So anyway, because of the help from the auxiliary, the Austin Lawyers Auxiliary has been able to increase the amount from 2,000 to 3,000, which is very helpful because law school now is very expensive. So anyway, we've got Sharon and Virginia here to explain you. What? Oh, we're all from Austin. We're all except, well, all except, so here is the certificate.
Jennifer, could you all come closer to the computer and to the
Here's the check.
camera?
Okay.
The photo op.
Joette, you should get in that picture.
Thank you.
Joanne.
No.
Joanne.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
No, right to camera.
No.
I'll get you in.
Noelle, you're gonna have to photo shoot to get Joette in that picture.
Oh, well, yeah, I will. I'll just cut and paste her in there.
Do
And
it.
I've got some good pictures I can do.
No, she's
Joette.
refusing, she's refusing to get.
Let's take one. I want to take one.
I'll give it, I'll give it. Thank y'all so much.
You should be in the picture too.
Yeah. What are we doing? We're doing a.
We're getting another picture now because we want Janet in the picture as well.
We're doing another. Oh. Okay. We'll get this down and then we'll prove through it. We're not in a hurry. Here. Girl. Yeah, good.
We'll also send you Jan's pictures so you don't get the back of Jan.
Right. Congratulations.
I've gotten an email or text or something.
You'll have the check, right, and then I'll give this to Jack, I'll give this to Ann. Right, I'll give this to Ann, so it's right here. All right, so next we have, right, the Columbus Bar Association, and we are going to have Sharon come up and accept the award.
That's president of the Columbus Bar.
And would you tell us a little bit, $1,000 for the summer camp program, you're on trial, and it's the OWJL summer program.
They call it AL.
AL.
It's through Ohio Wesleyan University and the Junior League, and they put on a summer camp for gifted middle school students, and they have different classes that you can take, and one of the classes is You're on Trial. And that's one of their more popular ones, and it costs $500 to support each class. And so we support 3 classes, so we give $1,500. And they use local attorneys and local judges in Delaware, Ohio, where Ohio Wesleyan is, to put on this program. And so we've supported it for, I don't know, 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, is this to educate the kids about a law career, or? They do a mock trial as much as you can with middle school.
It's a great program, so congratulations, and thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're presenting, there's a boss on it.
All right, congratulations. Okay, so, next year. Oh, here it is, all right. All right, next we have the Grand Rapids Lawyers Alliance, Jeannie. Is gonna come up for their Kent County mock trial program, $500 awarded to Grand Rapids Lawyers Alliance. And so, would you say any words about go?
We have in Grand Rapids an unresponsive bar. But we have a very good center for civic education, and she lives in Grand Rapids. And so we've been supporting Center Mock Trial, We the People, and trying to keep it in the community. And our teacher of the year 4 years ago was the We the People from East Kentwood High School. And they have continued really putting a lot of effort into the program. And they won the state. Wow. So we really wanted to do the mock trial thing because we are into mock trials.
Congratulations and thank you all for what you do in your community to promote legal profession. You get the medal because you're in. Oh, let me check my glass.
Shouldn't they come up closer? They can make it on their machine. Let me show you what they can do.
Congratulations. All right. So next we have the Houston Bar Association Alliance and Dominique. And this is wonderful because the Houston Bar, we're giving them $1,000 for the chili cook-off and the scholarships. Yes, and this, I mean, this is a very successful program. Yeah, because it's well known, not only in Houston, but in Austin. And Steve and I think Steve has been, but I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to make it someday next year. But can you tell us a little bit about what y'all do? And then, oh, here you go. Oh, thank you. Tell us a little bit, so $1,000. And how exciting, because I know y'all have been doing this for a while, but this is the first time you've applied for this particular entity. So this particular,
So the Houston Bar Association Charitable Fund is our charitable arm of the Houston Bar Association Auxiliary. And we have I'm not sure how long it's been around, I think it's the 80s, maybe the late 80s. But we give scholarships to law students. So there's 3 law schools in Houston. You've got University of Houston, Texas Southern, and South Texas, which is where I'm from. So this chili cook-off has become our major fundraiser to raise the money for those scholarships. We give $5,000 each.
that's a lot.
It's a big, we try to make
Make
it
it free
every year.
Yeah.
So the chili cook-off, it raises, we just had it actually this past weekend. So I don't know what the proceeds were, but we usually make about $20,000. So it covers the scholarships. And then we also give money to other endeavors of our big bar. So the HBAA, the auxiliary, and we have the Houston Bar Association, and they have a couple of, well, maybe 4 or 5 events every year. They have a fun run. They have a big harvest party, which you've been there, and that raises money for the HBLP, Houston Volunteer Program. So we give them $1,000. Then we also have a young lawyer group called the Houston Young Lawyers Association, which I used to be president of back when I was a lawyer. And they have a huge thing that they do at Christmas called Adopt an Angel, where they adopt thousands of children. I mean, it's gotten so big. They have, when I was in the organization 20 years ago, it was like 2 schools, and they would every child in the school would get a big bag of presents at Christmas time. Santa would come to their school, and they would literally leave with a huge bag of gifts. Well, now it's like 5 schools, and we also have House of Tiny Treasures and Catholic Charities. So it just grows and grows. So they handle all that, thank God. They do all that. But we do give them money, and not, it all comes from this chili cook-off. Yeah, so we give them money for that. So that's what it is.
I think we have the Houston lady here.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do. Sue's been around. Much longer than you know. You know this better than I do. You know, come on, because you know more about how the foundation was started. The
I think it's great, y'all have a shirt on.
Yeah, well, and that was Phyllis Dent. I don't know. if she
Oh, I
remembers.
remember Phyllis Dent.
So she's the one that started the journal. Yeah. And she ran it for years.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate all these years that y'all have supported us and listened to us, and we learned a lot from listening to all of you and all the comments. And come back and we've been implementing a year, and I'm gonna say y'all. That's for kidding.
Yeah. And I appreciate Jennifer kind of egging me on to apply, because I didn't know that the charitable fund could apply. Because we're not in, you know, we are, the auxiliary is separate from the charitable fund, so now I know.
Well, and it's great public relations for ALA.
Yeah, true.
Thank you very much.
Y'all do a lot of good in Houston, so. I love Houston, I love to go back as much as I can, so. All right. Yeah. Now we've got the Eagan County Bar Auxiliary, and I don't think we have anyone here from Eagan County, do we? I don't believe. So, anyway, let me just briefly tell you all, we put this on, Dominique, we just got all that done. The Eagan County Bar Auxiliary, is involved with child and family charities, and they said that, this is basically a lot of different programs that they support. And they said today, through 6 divisions and 25 programs, Child and Family Charities offers a full spectrum of support to 7,000 to 15,000 youth and families each year in the mid-Michigan area. And it said the primary mission is to strengthen and support children, families, and individuals. And traditionally, the Eagan County Bar has supported families involved in the probate court system, and now they're expanding to the Juvenile Justice Service Division of the Child and Family Charities Organization. This also includes, they said, teen court and other programs. So that was from Susan Patterson sent that in. Yay, you're gonna take it, and then we awarded them. We awarded them $600. They were awarded $600. Okay, thank you for accepting that. And then next we have the Kalamazoo Lawyers Alliance.
Oh, she's on.
Is Alan on?
Alan's on. Alan's putting stuff, but I'm gonna.
Hi, Alan. We're gonna award the Kalamazoo. Let me get a little closer. The next award is for the Kalamazoo Lawyers Alliance, and it is for the Kalamazoo Central High School Mock Trial Program. And should I talk about it, or should I? Alice, do you want to say a couple of words about that, or would you like me to talk about it?
Alice, you're on mute.
You can read the inscription, then I'll make a few comments. Thank you.
Okay, and the purpose of this request, we're awarding them $700, is to support the public school Kalamazoo Central High School mock trial team as they prepare to compete at the local, state, and national competition. And these students are inner city students, and they don't usually have the funds to cover the expenses for the competitions. So they need this support. And they have the support of time and direction from in-kind support of attorneys, teachers, Kalamazoo Lawyers Alliance, parents, and this will support their efforts to learn and understand the laws of the legal system. So it's a wonderful program. And from what I understand, Alice, y'all support them in so many ways, including maybe if they even need a suit or something to wear, correct? You will
Yes,
make
correct.
proper professional attire as well?
Yes.
Yes.
They're their coach. This is Alice Gordon, and on behalf of Maggie Hills and myself from Kalamazoo, we want to thank you all for this wonderful, wonderful support for our mock trial. We wouldn't be able to do it if it hadn't been with your support.
Well, Alice, we appreciate
And
all
so
that you do.
thank you so much. And I will keep you up to date on how our team is doing in Kalamazoo and see how far they go this year. And really appreciate all your efforts in making us able to do this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alice, and giving your check to Jeannie Stilton to take. And Jeannie is going to take care of your check and she'll be get it to you.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good to see you, Jennifer.
You too. All right. So next we have Saginaw County, Marianne Ferris, Laura's Auxiliary, and this is $800 for the program, A Constitution in Every Fifth Grader's Pocket. And so I'm gonna let Marianne tell us a bit about that program that you have been so dedicated to for years. So I'd like for you to say a few words about that.
All of you are familiar with this because I preach it to you every time we come here. I have lost, because of the pandemic, I've lost a lot of the funds that used to be supplied by the service club. I'm in the process of trying to get more of them involved. And I've only covered half of the county so far by September 17th. And now with these funds, I'll be able to get the entire county covered.
Yeah.
With around 3,000 constitutions that will have been distributed in our county.
Yes, I did. Present that to you. I'm so glad that.
I just ordered them last week.
Oh, sure that they'll send it to the clerks. Glasses. Thank you, Marianne, thank you. Okay, and then our last one is the San Antonio Bar Auxiliary for their bear. I love this program as well. All these, it's funny because these programs all have unique qualities about each one. Even if some are scholarships, some are mock trial, even if they do the same, they all have a unique quality about each one and about how they select, or it's just very interesting. So San Antonio has a wonderful program. It's the Bexar County Older Foster Youth Care and Mentors. It's the Pearls and Eagles program. We're awarding $650, and we have Dodie here online with us on the Zoom. Would you like to say a few words about it, Dodie?
Yes, Jennifer, I would. And by the way, you look wonderful. As always, chic and beautiful. Well, thank you again, ALA, for your support of our program. We have numerous outreach programs in the community, and this program helps to fund a hot dinner that we serve once a year to the older foster youth that are a part of the Bexar County Foster Advocacy Program. And it was started by 3 judges in San Antonio that are district judges, and they are incredible people. And they got volunteers to get involved. And basically, if I may, I love the program, and it has just done so many great things. But these judges were seeing foster youth that were coming through their courts again and again, making bad decisions because they were basically aging out of the system. So they would make kind of bad decisions. Some of the girls getting pregnant so they can move in with baby daddy, those kind of things. And they said, these kids don't need a consequence, they need mentoring. And so Judge Rosie Alvarado, Judge Morales, and Judge Gonzalez got involved, started this mentoring program. It meets once a month. They have volunteers who are, from the community, and a lot of them that are from the courthouse. And of course, every month they serve them a meal, they get together, and they have a program. And through this program, they have really reduced a lot of the problems that the kids had. They've set up a program to help them find apartments. Many of the kids will go into the military, go to community college. And in fact, Judge Morellis, who's a guy, he actually still keeps up with his kids that are now in community college, and he has a special lunch group that meets once a month with them. It's just an outstanding program, so great that in fact what they've achieved is now being copied by numerous youth courts across Texas. So what we do is the need that they expressed to us was please serve one hot dinner, because a lot of the time the kids are just getting sandwiches or pizza and stuff and fast food, and that's what the judges get. So we go down there and we serve them a big hot dinner. We usually get that catered. We don't cook it because we can't cook for 35 or 40 people. So what we do is through this grant, we get a restaurant to help us cater it, and then we go in our cars and we pick up all the food, and most of the ladies in the auxiliary bake all the desserts, and then we go down and we have to go through security. Every year is an adventure, and the food carts have to go through security. And I did send Noelle our latest newsletter, and there's a picture of me with one of the food carts in it. But it's just every year it's just such a great experience, and usually about 3 of us go and do the actual serving, and we take it all down there in our cars, we unload it. We have a special spot that they let us into, and then they bring the restaurant carts down and we load those, go through security, get up to the 4th floor, and then we serve the judges, the volunteers, and the youth. And then we usually go in, and after we've served them and cleaned up, then we go in and sit in on part of the meeting, and it's always exceptional and moving. And so this grant means a lot for the youth advocacy program that's administered through the Bexar County Foster Court. So we very much appreciate it. We're very thankful. And again, we couldn't, this would be a stretch on our budget without this ALA grant. So we really appreciate it very much.
Thank you, and I'll mail it to Melissa. I think she gave me her address, and I will send it to her. I'll send everything to
Thank you. That's perfect.
her. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Includes our auxiliary awards, and thank you all very much for
Good job.
thank you for all that you do. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you to Kitty. I want to thank you. Because she always, year after year, she made it. And it's beautifully done, and every year she has done it. Yeah, so I appreciate that, and also share the only bringing a check and having everything go on her. So Sharon, I'm thanking you for always being organized and having a check. You've always got a check. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let's, shall we take a break?
Yeah.
And let's make it 20 minutes. I mean, we have time until this lady comes, and if there's think of anything you'd like to discuss before she comes at 11:30.
Yeah, all I'm gonna do is.
We're gonna take a 20-minute break. So you guys can
Okay.
go do
Perfect.
what you do in
Thank you.
20 minutes.
Did I give this? I didn't really do
The exact amount? Oh, great. That's fine. Okay, thank you.
How are you, Noelle?
I'm good. I'm good.
You had flooding and everything where I can't believe what you've been through.
It's crazy. It's just nuts. I mean, finally we had some beautiful weather, and my little fellows out there are working and hammering and putting stones out of the house. It's coming along. Last time I'm ever going to do this, though. It was
Right.
crazy.
Oh, now I thought you moved into a condo, but you bought.
I did this. We have a place in the country, which is about an hour and a half from Austin. That we've
Yes.
had 25 years, and we built a house, a log home out here, 20 something years ago.
Yes.
And then we downsized in Austin. We had all this furniture left over. So my husband's like, well, let's just build another house. So we're building a second house.
Oh, you
out-
are. Okay.
Yes. That's what the pictures you're seeing is the second house out in the country that should be ready maybe by March 1st.
And that's
Maybe.
where the flooding took place?
Yeah, that's where the flooding
Oh.
took place. And it just
Oh,
turned into a
okay.
mud pit. I mean, we had trucks stranded and it was a mess.
Oh, my goodness me. Well, that was, you're remarkable to survive all that.
Oh, I know. It delayed us a little bit, but they're catching up. They're out there working this morning, bright and
Now,
early.
Is it very far from where you are now, or? Okay, you're
Well,
right.
I'm out at the first house right now. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so we're in the same, we're out in Round Top, but
Oh,
Ladies, can I interrupt for 1 minute? It's Kitty.
oh, hi. How are you, hon? Hi, Kitty.
Hey, we miss you guys.
Oh, good
Oh.
to miss you too.
Well,
Oh,
because
You were at table 2.
I always have something to say to Noel.
Talk to me.
Watch it. Okay, I got a letter from the Betsy Renzo at the Delaware law-related education thing that she's doing the mock trial. And because we are donating money to mock trial, as you know, she sent a letter to say what we can do with our logo and
Okay.
advertise in their booklet. And we have
Okay.
8-page advertising space. I don't
Okay.
know what to do with it. So, Noel always knows what to do with space in a booklet, I'm sure. So I'm going to, I don't know if I said this to you or not, but I can email it to you. And basically, it's just the opportunity to advertise, but we
Yeah,
need to come up with something to say. So
Send it to me. Let me take a look at it.
I will. Thank you very much. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Okay, I guess that's all I really wanted to say. Would you do it? And we're
oh,
gonna.
Kitty.
Sounds good.
the
Oh, yeah.
brochure-
Tell me more about, did you sell something about the mock trial yesterday's meeting?
Yes, I did. I talked about the fact that it's in Delaware this year. And I'm encouraging people to go, but you know, Delaware's not easy to get to either.
I know it. Right.
I don't know how that's gonna work out, but that's where they're having it. And of course, it's easy for me because I'm in Delaware and they are in Wilmington, which is about an hour and a half from me, but that's okay. So I'm not quite sure. Last year we had Barbara and now she had planned that weekend, the nerve. What your grandson's graduating or some silly thing.
Right.
And Jennifer went last year and then she had a very big wedding to go to in Florida that weekend.
Oh, okay.
I think they planned this to avoid me, but anyway, so I'm hoping that maybe somebody else will step up and we can have a couple of ALA members there to help out. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to pick on people that I know in Delaware. I mean, who are not ALA, but anyway, just friends.
Now,
So,
when you had it this year, in Kalamazoo, we had the COVID, so
I
we
know.
didn't have. So how was the attendance this last time?
last May, you mean?
Yes,
Oh, it was good. Oh, we had.
you had a good turnout and,
Oh, yes, hundreds of people and parents. The weather was perfect. We walked all over Little Rock, which I'd never been to. So that was a great adventure. And it was just a lot of fun and met nice people. And we had a chance to talk to teachers and coaches and students. So, and I still have several of those little bands left over, the bracelets. I didn't bring them today with a website on it.
oh, is that right? Okay,
Yes.
very
They
good.
can just click on that because Noelle has it all set up to click into the scholarships.
Oh, good. Thank you. And because keep me posted, if we can do anything in Kalamazoo to enhance the mock trial.
I don't know who's going to represent Michigan this year. I don't know if they've had their finals or not.
I don't know either. That's right. I
Yeah,
heard.
Whatever it is, we'll
Yeah,
find out.
I've written to the coach who wrote the, helped tell us what expenses they were having.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
haven't heard from him, so I'll contact him again. That they might be competing now.
They probably are. A lot of them are competing now.
Okay, Kitty,
And,
okay.
I know We the People are competing right now because we're trying to get the state finalists on those. They're going to be in DC area at the end of April. So we'll
Will
have-
they go to DC? Everybody goes to DC?
that's for We the People contest. The state winner. Just
Oh,
the-
that's a different one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's always
Oh, it
something.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Always, things are always going on and we're trying to keep up with them all. So hopefully we'll get some good applicants for teachers and good applicants for scholarships. And I don't know how we're going to do it, Noel. I think you're going to be inundated.
Well, I hope so. And if that happens, and what we might do next year is kind of raise our standards a little bit. Any names or emails that you run across for this stuff, send them my way and I'll add them to our list.
Right.
Also, in the February e-blast I'm gonna do, I'll put a volunteers wanted thing for our,
Oh,
for.
good.
So,
Come to beautiful downtown Wilmington. I know.
yeah,
that.
send me some selling points on Wilmington.
Yeah, okay, I'll work on that.
Why we should go in May. I mean, it may be,
Longwood Gardens, they have the DuPont Hotel. I mean, it's really a wonderful city, so.
send me stuff that I can,
Okay.
tempt people with.
It's
Sounds
just
good.
easy to get to. Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
Lee. All right.
All right, I'm gonna go run to the bathroom.
And I have a friend who grew up, her family home is now where the DuPont Country Club is. And she said when she goes, she flies into Philadelphia.
Yes, and gets an
has
Uber.
Or gets a car and somebody drives her up there.
Philadelphia from
I
Wilmington.
think it's Philadelphia. She's
No, it is. It's the big
Okay.
airport. I don't know how far that is. I don't think it's
What's it-
horribly far.
No, she said it's less than that.
Oh, I don't think it's that far.
Well, it may not be.
Well, I don't really know, I guess. Philadelphia, because I've never done
Yeah.
that run. I can look it up.
But that'd be easy to get to.
Oh, everybody flies to Philadelphia. Everybody out of my town, from Lewis, goes
Yeah.
to Philadelphia to leave, but it's a 2-hour drive from Lewis.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not in
So this is
Wilmington.
probably in between then.
Try close to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
fine.
find out.
But that's an idea.
Well, we paid,
No,
I think
that's
Kitty-
good.
I know we
If
paid-
people flew in together.
This letter in here tells you. how
I
to
didn't
get there.
hear, I can't hear.
It's supposed to be online. Yeah. If you fly into Philadelphia,
paid
take a
for-
cab or Uber down.
Oh, yeah, with Kitty and Patrick.
Okay.
But
She also said, told me a hotel to stay in. She said, don't stay in the,
The National, the hotel.
they find a hotel that she said to stay in. She said it's much nicer than.
Which is right
I
there.
didn't.
Yeah, she said, I think she said don't stay in the big.
So they probably.
Don't say, this is not,
I'll
okay,
ask her.
let me,
I'll ask
this is
her.
the Marriott, West,
She said there's some other
West
hotel.
in Wilmington.
It's a little bit away, that you walking distance, everything, but you can walk
I don't
around.
know where these courthouses are. You know how we walked to them all last time?
Yeah.
I don't know where these are. So.
Okay, I'm gonna
I need
ask her
to
what
ask her
hotel.
that.
And Kitty and Patty.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
she's supposed to update the website. She's done that or not.
I think the person who told her this was a DuPont.
So was-
Or some, one of the family there, because when he goes there,
So was-
this is where he stays.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not,
Yeah.
yeah, and she said it's not one of the big fancy, well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, wait.
I'll find out from her, let her know,
I mean,
let you know.
see, the deal with this is the price. This is $189 a night.
Yeah, and this one's not a high dollar,
Yeah,
so,
no, so it's, okay.
so is that the student price?
Yeah, no, it's our price. Well,
Of course, they bumped up with
But
each other.
they put 12 people in the room. You know that, $189.
I'd forgotten how that was, yeah.
Yeah, so, as I say, I'm not in there, I don't know much about it, but he seems to think he just take an Uber.
Okay, well, I think Mary Lee just started to bar.
Oh, yeah.
She would, so, yeah.
We're just gonna drive.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And I got it really late. I'm like, okay, I wanted it at the beginning.
Yeah,
So, okay.
She'll probably answer, she'll answer me here.
She said she prefer not.
It's really good. Okay. She said she'll join us. She said I had to get a little venue to see if there's anything on the.
Oh,
Apparently there is. So,
Yeah, and I need to
but
do that.
the
for
only
you,
reservation
too, or
slots left
our
are
two
5:30
for Let's make sure we get all that clarified.
You'll be back again.
Well, it's really easy, they can just combine them into one full, not one for the drivers. It's all one.
Yeah.
It's easy for her to do that, yeah.
Yeah, and my sister is an insurance fraud investigator, and apparently she works for Nationwide, and he's like an counterpart here in.
And perhaps can we notify them?
They're very
We should
good
also
friends,
say,
even though I think they've only. seen each other once.
Congratulations, here's the award.
So.
They would probably think of it as because that's a really taxing.
It's covering, you know.
Yes.
I don't know, I'm not ordered. Maybe we need to find out if we want them. I give them to our.
How's it going, Wyoming?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have, yeah, but we don't need to. No, but that was.
Well, but he came and stayed in a hotel.
We did.
I mean, he's so much for the few that I've given. Because you've already, I've given 5 out, I've given 5 out now, so that means just 25 for summer. In other words, I have it in the supply to give to them. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Sorry, this is it. That's right. Very good. No, I gave 5 out. Yeah, yeah. We can always. Okay. All right, all right, I'll take this, but no orders anymore. Oh, I don't, okay. Okay, okay, cover this here. Okay. Who needed the 5 this time? What, who needed the 5 this week?
Jean took 5.
Jean took
What I.
People.
I think my dogs that are having an issue.
Because Rita's just saying he's not here, so for 2 years.
When are you leaving, Sharon? When am I leaving? Yeah. Oh, and my husband.
No, it's an adapter thing. If we were in a room that had a big screen, it has a separate cord.
Okay.
And you would have to plug into one of my,
Anyway,
these are
sorry, I
different
finished, sorry,
plug-ins
she had a
for it.
urgent question about
Like
the
if my
dog.
phone's starting to get low, I can
Okay.
plug it into
I
here.
asked my son
Instead
about
of
my
having to
dog.
go to the wall and it drags the battery in
That's
there.
his name till Monday.
So it's
Okay.
both an
Yeah.
adapter
Yeah,
and
what are you gonna do over
connector.
the weekend? You got meetings?
He's got meetings, yeah, I don't.
Well, I've got the morning, if you wanna go tomorrow morning, I was gonna just go to a Cuban bakery or something.
Who's on the, planning committee? Jean.
Go someplace else.
Yeah,
I
she's the
played
chair
her
of the
meeting
committee.
too, I think,
Jean's
because I couldn't get a good,
Yeah.
it's either meet at 7
I
AM
don't
or
think
meet
she's
at
gonna be
2,
working
and I
with
don't meet at
Madeline
7 AM.
and,
Right, and then they give you.
Maybe Virginia.
They give you.
I don't know who else on the committee.
I don't wanna miss her connector in Dallas. So I think that's
I
what
was
I'm
trying
going
to
to
talk to
do.
them today, and
They're,
ideal. for
I
us.
was just gonna go down to a
Because
Cuban
you don't
bakery.
have any planning.
That'd
to
be
do
breakfast.
Once you
There's one,
signed
there's
up for
one,
the-
the one that's open that isn't too far from here, we might have to do.
meeting, yeah.
But
I've been to
I don't know what I
conventions
can
where
eat
it's
since
so
I gotta
you
live
can have
here.
the meals right there,
Try
you can go to the very end. and
Yeah. Yeah,
And
so
those
let me
are the
get
top
a
10
call. Here's
things.
the thing.
They're the top 10
No, I have to
questions.
check out at
And the
11,
10
which means I'll probably be at the airport early, I don't know, we'll see.
Cool.
It's just kind
I
of.
think people like the speech I did.
I'm gonna take later, if I can, find someplace I can walk to.
There are
Like, is there any
10
views?
indoor golf courses
Is your friend?
in this section.
Is there
And
views?
there's a process of multi-million dollar water.
So her friend is here in Louisville.
Cool,
She
yeah.
said, you need to call her and we
It's
can try
ideal
to
for
hook up with
families
her.
within.
We were gonna do it like
a half a
yesterday, but
mile.
then her
There's
brother
a
fell and
job
she had to
from
take him off.
camping park.
Anyway,
gosh,
yeah.
To put everyone
So where,
camp-
does your sister
Yeah,
live in
and they even
Columbus?
have
No, no,
cabins
she
you can
used
rent rather than,
Right down the
yeah,
street.
the hotels, yeah.
But they work on, they work remotely.
Right.
And
I was gonna say, 'cause
the
Nationwide
town
was based in
provides
Columbus, Ohio, I thought,
shuttle
Nationwide
system.
Insurance.
all
Oh, we
in
have huge. new-
It's nice, yeah.
I built.
Oh.
So you don't
maybe
have all of those
skyscrapers.
expenses.
That makes, she's the
You
only
don't
one.
have Parking expense.
Really, there's one other
To
person.
the town, to the- And it's 22
Oh,
miles.
I'm sure
Really
it's,
nice.
because I
airport.
have friends that were
Mhm, yeah.
in-house
Yeah.
attorneys for Nation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And LA, is that?
Yeah, so she and her husband met that at Nationwide.
Well, yeah, 'cause I don't
I've
think
driven
they
it.
could
It's,
be off the nation-
About 45 minutes, depending on the traffic, like you said.
She doesn't go well.
Because you can fly directly into Santa
And
Barbara,
my
it's a little
son,
airport.
when he
It's where my dad
graduated
trained, if
high
you
school,
flew out
they
of it,
had,
it was a
you know,
Marine
all that
base in
party
World War
and
II.
chaperones. We went to the
See, the
Nationwide
Flint airport is
top
22
in a
miles.
restaurant and breakfast for the students.
Oh.
And because
And then
one of
further
his
south toward
classmates,
transportation.
father
No,
was
that
in
was,
it.
well,
But
yeah.
then he got,
Ubers, taxis, whatever.
let go, or I don't know, what working there, with a $6 million package.
Oh, my God.
If people want to take Skype,
Well, we
they
talked
want to
about
go
the
to
$6 million
Detroit.
man. Listen, insurance companies
Greenfield
make
Village.
tons of money.
I did Detroit last
They-
year, with
they really
girlfriend,
underrate her.
about a year ago, in January. We
Yeah.
thought the weather's gonna be bad.
They never promote themselves. you know,
We
because I know
loved
everybody-
it. When
everybody
we
knows
there,
they
there's
were-
a,
Yeah.
Diego Rivera.
Nothing.
mural
I know,
for
they
one
pay
of
very
the
much,
rooms,
not I too.
the entire room.
That work for
And they had
Nationwide.
a really nice,
Her family had.
Well, they had the gift shop, but then they had the Ford Museum, and there's all sorts of stuff there. I was surprised. I'd never been to Detroit before just for fun.
She didn't want to work. She wanted credentials.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They didn't make any money.
It was nice.
I didn't want to work.
It was a good time. We had good restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I guess they had.
But downtown was nice. We stayed in a cool old hotel.
Oh, insurance companies are terrible, because my husband's son works for insurance companies and they won't pay his.
Yeah.
his rate. Well, they wouldn't pay his. Right. So it's a good conflict.
My kids went there,
We
last
did it
summer.
when I first started out.
They went with some other friends and I absolutely, I've always wanted to go there ever since we moved there. But, they had a great time there. Actually, Franklin was.
Because the rate was so low.
Yeah.
You just had, I didn't do it, you just had all the wheels.
And he comes back.
Some people,
Yeah.
they don't want to pay a good hourly rate, so they just
Yeah.
add stuff in, so that it gets up
How's
to
your daughter
something
doing?
reasonable.
How's
They
your
do
daughter
not last a
doing?
lot of your time, right?
My daughter been? How's she doing?
So then, I was like, well, I can get an associate to do his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. They're so cheap, and then they make so damn much money. And I found her paying claims too, they next one dime yet.
Can I interrupt for a second and ask you this treasure?
Oh.
Yes. about sending it back to the workshop.
I haven't done it yet.
No, that's okay.
Oh, I do.
I'm asking her to-
I haven't done it yet, but I brought it.
No rush.
I mean, I brought the information with me, but,
It's
Yeah,
not
she is,
big.
yeah.
I just wanna be able to tell her. what goes on the check.
to tell. It hasn't been.
And it's like she doesn't care. I just wanna follow her. She's gonna come up with an advertising thing.
Good for her. She's planning on doing it.
I know I have it with me.
Yeah.
There,
Don't
there
worry
it is.
about it. Yeah, I'll call you about it. I was gonna say Sharon's on it. Check what we
And,
sent, whatever. There's no
I'm only,
deadline.
because I wanted to ask you,
Oh, that's
because it
good.
says, I'm only sending her 2,500, you were
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
spend,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's plenty. Happy to get that.
Yeah, you told me yesterday.
Thank you.
I
Let
was
me just
going
tell
to
her.
do that,
It's such a relief.
I was going to do some of this stuff.
Well, yeah, when you don't know.
Oh, you don't have
Yeah.
to.
We went to Tuesday, and then I didn't have internet. so-
Well, that's right, you never.
And then, so then I could, double check to make sure I had
Yeah.
funds and enough
Yeah.
for
As
the
soon as they unlock
awards
the car,
and
that stuff, yeah.
because I don't keep a lot of cash.
Bizarre, yeah.
Checking.
And as I say, there's no, she's just sent this letter out. I sent you that.
What?
That's all.
Sorry.
No, nothing. I'm just hearing around. I think it doesn't work.
So yes, that is going to be there. Did someone make your sweater for you?
Somebody in Ireland, I'm sure. 'cause that's where it came
I
from.
love the colors, yeah. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure they have a machine that does that.
But it looks handmade though.
I know somebody asked me, a guy would make this, I think it was great, if I could.
I can knit, but I can't ever put it together.
Well,
I
yeah,
can knit the pieces,
it took me
but I don't have a
forever
good way of.
to knit my granddaughter's sweater, and good thing I did a big size. Now I'm working on the new grandson's sweater, and that's just very slow.
Is that a hand knit sweater?
No, it came from a website in Ireland, but I'm sure it is, of course I can say that, right?
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I had a friend whose mother taught knitting.
Oh,
She had a knitting machine, she had 3 knitting machines actually.
Jean,
And there are machines that you can set up and then they,
Yeah, that's
it
what I
looks
need.
like hand
Kind of like
knit.
weaving and it just, yeah.
that's what I need.
And that might be what that is.
Oh,
It's a perfect.
yeah, it's too perfect to be handmade.
And when I look at the way it curls up and stuff, that looks like something that's been hand knitted.
Yeah.
I would consider the little
Yeah.
machines that people have.
Oh,
hand-knitted
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It was, I know you had to block all that stuff. I made the kids babies when they're babies, made them sweaters and sweaters.
Oh,
And then you have to work, because it's tiny, nothing needles, and little tiny thread. It's not like the bigger thread like that. You probably didn't see the sweater Bob had on last night. That was from Ireland.
Said, oh, you should say
It's a
something.
white one. It's gorgeous. We bought it in Ireland.
Good. Okay.
They're handmade.
That's what I'm thinking. This is a website in Ireland and I don't know, it's made in Ireland, but that doesn't, I don't. It did.
They went to a farm show there. And Is this somebody's, is this yours? Yes, it is. It's under my chair. It fell out of my pocket. Oh, okay. I shouldn't put things in my pocket, because when I sit down, it'll fall out. These are my new hearing aids. I don't like them.
That was what you said, yeah.
Okay, go back to where the main area is, LexisNexis white table against the window next to the, there's another company, it's like several companies.
What time will we be through with our lunch?
They're all set up there.
It says 2:00. Yeah, I was just checking. Apparently it's in this room. Janet told us yesterday it was gonna be in a different room. Okay, near us. Okay. I don't see how they could set a time with a 30-minute break. Yeah, it's probably next door. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're listening to all of us.
Just so y'all know, if you go to the LexisNexis table, they have three cords.
Oh.
They're pretty cool cords.
But you can use them for your phone or for an ambulance. So plug it right in, just in case. Yes. And pen, who has those? LexisNexis. Pen. Oh. Oh, yes, Marion's the one that told us about it. See that notepad? Oh, what's that? Yeah. It was the one that told us to go by there.
And the little cover to go over the
Yes. Oh, you know that. Yeah, I didn't even know they made such a thing. Oh, man.
And they complimented me on my bag that I brought. She said this is better quality.
How long do you have that left? I've had it too. Really? Yeah. Years. Yeah, I do too. I take. You got so far. Cheers. Cheers. Good iced tea. They're sweet. For both of those, they're sweet. Did you know that? Yes. It's a bit new. We can have it with water. Yeah. Excited about it. I think that would be great. And I think that, yeah, I think that's gonna be
Yeah, of course.
Anyways, yeah. Very good. Little simple, it's my office, Master Village. And they. It's actually an old address, but it's one of the jobs. They.
Yeah, go get that.
All kinds of stuff. This is not so good. Because we didn't know.
Hey, lady, let's get back to business. I'd like to go through the, various. Let's talk about the state auxiliary report.
I went and got one. I'm sure the NCBP is paying for this, but my husband's a past member.
That's
What?
pretty good.
See my check for the. I gave you.
I think so.
Yeah.
Did you give me a check? No. Yeah, that's mine. That's yours. I saw your husband out there at the.
Oh, you did?
I put it.
Where I got my,
put-
where
where
I
you
stole
got
my
the-
dessert from the NCBP.
I put it down,
That's
but then
right.
you
I
went
stole mine
up, so
too.
I just want to make
What?
sure
I
that,
stole some teeth in there.
I just want to make sure you got the check. I left it right here. What do you mean?
When we start with the state auxiliary reports, we have, I'm just gonna go through the ones that are listed on the front. We have anybody from California?
You need a gavel.
Lady, California, do they have a report?
Oh no, Natalie's Arizona.
DC, does DC have a report?
I sent, what did you say, Janet?
We're doing the auxiliary reports.
And so we tell about what our organization's doing.
I'm going down the list in the front of the book.
So you're just calling off the list now. You're not asking for reports.
Well, when I come to you, I'll ask for your report.
Okay.
DC, Kitty and I are sort of there. You're a member, right? We don't do anything in flux. We don't have anybody from Iowa, Michigan, Grand Rapids.
No, you heard my report this morning. So I think that covers it.
How many people, excuse me, how many people do you have?
We have 72 on our email list. And we have 20 to 25 at luncheons.
Wow, that's
But we don't have any real big projects, but I think, I was talking to people and I think that the cars would be very happy with me that I kept this going and that we are putting mock trial, we the people, money into the local community.
Yeah.
So I keep plugging along and our group appreciates it and they're, you know, that we've been together since Young Lawyers Lives.
Wow.
Can you believe we call it Young Lawyers Lives?
Yeah.
That was it. That group had 100, so, anyway, that's it.
Okay, then we have, Sue Patterson, Ingram County, she's not here. Alice.
That's their major project, which was described today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alice, do you have a report from Kalamazoo?
Yes, we have a brand new courthouse. So our receptions now will be in the new courthouse. And we're not doing it as an elaborate reception for the memorial services for the Law Alliance because we don't have the manpower to cook all the food. And so we just are serving cake and courthouse for our receptions. And we're supporting the mock trial in Kalamazoo. And we have a program every month with our alliance, and each member is responsible for the speaker for that month. And we've had one speaker speak on the hospice program called Center Care. And so they told us about that program. Next month, we're going to review a book about the law. Everybody has a favorite book that has to do with the law, and they're going to share that. Each of us will share one of our favorite books. So, so that's what we've been doing.
Are you getting young members?
Pardon me?
Are you getting young members?
Yes, we keep getting new members. Most of them are all retired, so they so those are the ones we have that have joined us. You know, they're usually friends of other members, and So that's, we meet at lunchtime at the park club usually. And that's how we support each other and support the, Kalamazoo Lawyers Alliance.
Thank you. Any other questions? Saginaw County Lawyers Auxiliary, Mary Ann?
We are back and we're active, and next Sunday we're having a scholarship dinner out at Baines Apple restaurant in the part of Saginaw, where it's $80 and half of that $40 goes towards our scholarship endowment. And we now give $2,000, $1,000 scholarships a year, and we're trying to increase them to a larger quantity. It needs to be higher than that today. 10 years ago, $1,000 was a wonderful scholarship.
A law school scholarship?
Pardon?
Law school scholarship?
Yes, it's open to anyone that's going into law in any fashion, whether they're going into police work or anything like that, or law school. They can apply for it. And it's serviced by the local foundation, so we don't have to do the searching for the candidates. And they take care of it, and the money is endowed through the foundation so that we can give the two $1,000 now. We're working towards increasing that, and every year we have this scholarship dinner. And I'm thinking probably next year we're going to ask ALA for a contribution to help to increase our foundation. We had a money project in the fall. And when we used to sell poinsettias, but to the office staff and things like that. But this year we just sold at a local nursery cards for people to go in and choose what they wanted. They could even save them for summer for any gardening equipment. And that money has been going towards building up the scholarship. I've been going monthly to a meeting. Saginaw County always has had create their own mock trial. They don't do it through any other organization. And we have a good combination through the Bar Association and through our auxiliary. We support it. We provide the lunch for the kids on the mock trial day, which is usually the latter part of April. I think it's April 29th this year. It's always on a Thursday. And we get support people to come in and do the actual rating. We call the scoring of the mock trial teams raters rather than judges, because we have, of course, have judges in the court. And the whole courthouse is turned over to all of these 12 schools, and they compete against each other, and they just have a winner in each courtroom. The mock trial is created by the bar team each year, and it's usually try to create a mock trial that goes along with the ABA theme for the year, or one that, if that doesn't work out, we sometimes pull up ones that haven't been used that were good from 4 years ago, so it's brand new to them. And we have a huge participation each year from the schools, and I know of many of these kids that have gone on and are now lawyers, because I've been doing this work for decades. We have a meeting once a month with a mock trial committee meeting between our auxiliary and the Bar Association, and I've been on it for 30 years. And I'm always considered the co-chairman of it because I know what's going on. And the new chairman from the bar is the vice president of the bar each year, and they don't know what they're doing. Now they're very young people. They're younger than my grandson, so I feel like I'm working with children many times. There you go. But last year it was a brand new young lady that was so super that she's now a new judge in our county too. she had just had a brand new baby. That's how young she was, so. And, we are getting back and having regular meetings. About 2 years ago, there were a contingency of women that were wanting to disband our organization, but that was batted down. And so we're now getting back to doing more things again in the community and fundraising for it. And they've been unable to help me very much with the fundraising for the Constitution Project. I've had to do that entirely on my own through service clubs and things like that. But they're getting to the point where they can help again.
That's great. Very good.
So,
Comments, questions?
Well, yeah.
Karen, do you have anything for Ohio?
Sure. I wanted to express my appreciation for people that have shared what their auxiliaries are doing and stuff, because my auxiliary was trying to decide where it was going forward. I had come to this meeting and asked a lot of people, what's your auxiliary doing? What, how much are you doing with fundraising and that kind of stuff? And people said, we're not doing as much fundraising as we used to do, but we're still trying to do the fellowship and all of that. So my local auxiliary has gone through some reorganization. I'm actually president again. But I said I would do it and we're having fun this year. We're focusing on reestablishing our friendships and our fun. And we are doing some fundraising, but it's not our main focus. We used to do a lot, but so we'll have 3 meetings in the fall and we'll have 3 meetings in the spring. And in the fall, we went to our bar association changed offices. So we went to their new offices. And we had a judge come in and talk to us about a day in the life of a judge. And then the second meeting had nothing to do with the law. We went to a mosque. There's a new big mosque in Columbus. And they said we could come and tour and they would talk to us about their facility and their beliefs. And they served us lunch, a typical lunch that they would have. And a lot of our we just thought this is interesting and we should know more about our community. And then the third meeting was at my house and it was a bad taste party. So and we invited spouses and we enjoyed that. We've got 3 meetings planned in the spring. We've got one of the attorneys is a former FBI agent. And so he's going to come and talk to us about, he was in Selma during the Martin Luther King days. So he's going to talk to us about that. So we've kind of reinvented ourselves. We've changed when we have meetings. We've changed a lot of things. We do appreciate the money that we got for our fundraiser, because if we put that money in our foundation, or the Columbus Bar Foundation, they'll match it. So we'll have now $2,000 to spend because they match it evenly up to a certain amount. So
that's a bar association?
The foundation.
Foundation.
The Columbus Bar Association Foundation will match any money we put in there. And then we have to ask them for permission to take it back out, but they've never told us no to anything we've said, like, we want to support this. And then they take credit for it too. They say the Columbus Bar Foundation, supported Al this year for $1,500. We don't care if they want to, because it helps everybody. So anyway, we're excited about how we're redesigning ourselves. And part of that goes to thank you guys, because I would ask, some of you will remember last year, I would ask, what's your bar association doing and how much fundraising? And, and so I took the ideas to our ladies.
Do you have a president and a whole?
I'm the president.
Yeah, okay. Because ours is run by a committee.
Well, I have a co-president.
Yeah. We just all do what we can do.
I have a co-president, but she,
and the one of past presidents will run our meetings, but we work as a committee.
She's an attorney herself, actually from Texas,
And, she just ran for a position, a political position, and so she won, so she doesn't have a lot of time for our group, but, you know, that's okay. That's it.
Thank you very much. Any comments from Austin Lawyers Auxiliary?
Did you want to talk about Austin or Noel, or who wants to talk about Austin?
Well, yeah, we're starting at Austin. We do the scholarship.
Can you speak up on?
Oh, we do the scholarship. And then we've been talking a little bit about who we do the social, we felt like we've been, Noel can talk more, but I was just.
We do the adoption.
We did the adoption day, but we were just talking about maybe expanding it to do a little bit more volunteer work in the community. We really like the San Antonio idea of the foster kids, so we're gonna talk about that at our Galentine's Day.
Yeah, we're having a Galentine's.
We're having a Galentine's lunch, which is so fun. Coming up in the.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of Valentine's, it's Galentine's lunch, we have it every year. And then around, we always go to a joint, a beer joint, our, you know, one of a bar, and we have our tacky Christmas sweater party. And everybody brings a dye, it's a dye. And you bring, something that you want to, either white elephant. And, we always teach, we had to teach the younger members of our group what a white elephant was. Yeah, they're not. So. And then we have a couples party, at the end of the year, something like that again.
Sounds like fun.
And we have fun.
Noel, did you want to add anything?
Well, we have a couple of things that are on the burner for the spring. I think, Joette, you're working on a fashion show with someplace, yes?
Yes, with, no, the place that just relocated.
Oh, yeah,
They said they won't do a style show.
Julian Gold?
Julian Gold, that they can do a little fashion update, like some extravaganza for 20% off.
What's her name? That's the story of mom.
You're working on that for probably April.
Yeah, and that's something else, but no, I would say 90% of our stuff is social. We do our fundraiser. We had a fundraiser this past fall where we had a silent auction, and it was also our awards, our scholarship recipient presentation. So that we kind of rolled all that into one, along with being a couples party. And other than that, I think mostly it's just fun and social stuff and get-togethers and drink a little and maybe see a show. And we used to have a committee that just did the events, and now we kind of reverse that, and a board member or two will take an event and champion it, so to speak. So for instance, I did the tacky Christmas party, and Joette's going to do the fast style show, and somebody else is doing the Galentine's Day party. And that way everybody gets a little bit more input, and it's a lot more fun and a lot more get more people involved with what we're doing. But yeah, we have a lot of fun.
What do you do at your Valentine's parties, Noel?
Well, it's just a luncheon. We're going to get together and celebrate without men.
Oh, is the couples more of a couples?
No. It's strictly girls.
Oh, okay.
It's the Galentine's as opposed to the Valentines.
Oh, Galentine. Well, that's a cute idea.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
No boys alone.
Anything else? Then let's go to Dominique at Houston.
So, like I mentioned, we just had our chili cook-off last weekend, so that's kind of our big thing. Probably our next big thing is gonna be our luncheon, which is, our luncheon is always in April. And that's kind of our annual meeting where we initiate our new officers and we award the three $5,000 scholarships. And then we kind of take off for the summer, then we're done for a while. We also have this award, or the award I got last year was for this other luncheon that we do called the Jaworski Award. And it's an award we give to an attorney who has spent a lifetime essentially of non-legal community volunteerism. So we took a break from doing that during COVID. And so we brought it back last let's see, we just had it in March of last year. So I think we're gonna try to do it every other year, because that's a really big event and it's a lot of work. Because we have to appoint a nominating committee, and then we have to solicit the nominations, and that's like the first half of the year. And then the second half of the year is the luncheon itself. So, I think I'm probably gonna end up being on that committee. So that would be awarded next March, a year from now.
Dominique,
Yeah.
all the chili cook-off pictures are on the website, so.
Yes, I just saw an email to that effect, so, we'll forward them if you guys wanna see them.
That's great.
Yeah. And then we do have our monthly meeting, so we do have that where we meet every month. And our current president is really active and very engaging, and she's been really good, and so we move the meetings around to different locations. Yes, yes. Yes, did you go to the last one? Were you at the last one? We just moved it to a new location, so no one was familiar with it. Some of us got a little bit lost. But yeah. What am I missing, Sue? Am I missing any other big events? Yeah, the chili cook-off. Yeah. And then we,
Where you'll have the spring luncheon.
Tony's. I think they're gonna do it at Tony's again.
And it's really good.
It is very good.
Yes, I'll say it.
Yes, anybody who happens to be in Houston, I don't know the date. For some reason, April 6th sticks out in my mind, but yeah. And then there's another thing that we do, and I guess we're gonna keep doing it. It kind of died during COVID, but I think they're bringing it back. And it's an essay reading where HISD, Houston Independent School District, asks us to read essays written by 8th graders. And you're kind of no? Is it high school?
Oh, it's junior high.
Junior high.
That's the neighborhood.
Oh, seventh,
And it's through, it's statewide, it's not through HIC.
Oh, it's statewide.
I chaired it for a lot of years.
Oh, well, you probably know more about it than I do. It's called Do the Right Thing.
Do the right thing.
The right thing.
IT.
Right.
And there are essays from all of the kids in the school districts.
Okay.
We have lots of districts, and they bring the essays and they talk about what does, how can we take care of violence and how it's affecting you in violence, and then we all sit around, well, I don't know, do it differently.
Well, I've actually never participated in it, so I'm not sure.
One time we just sat around with them, cried. But now I think you go and check out your essays.
Yeah.
In fact, and you choose a winner, a boy and a girl, out of the 7th and 8th. And then they go on up to, the winners go up to Washington DC. and
Oh.
read their.
Oh, so is it a national thing then? Okay, it's actually.
Do the right
Do
thing.
the right thing.
You too.
And you're also you're kind of screening the essays too, to see if there's anybody that maybe needs a little outreach to them, you know, to make sure
They flag them.
yeah, they flag them. Yeah.
And they say parents have to sign off that they will allow their essay to be read or to be won or whatever. You know, some of it's that we wouldn't want to broadcast.
Yeah.
So if they give an essay and it doesn't have parents' signature, they don't get to be considered.
Hmm.
And that's good. I mean, that could be lawsuits.
Yeah, so that's usually in March. That's about it. Thank you.
Well, a lot of bullying, comments, issues, school, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
You kept cooking classes over there on people's homes, say, well, they don't do that as much.
zero. So it was great. At one time, it was probably 8 or 9 cooking classes. And the next year, not so much. I think we really had never did that much work. But anyway, it was great. And it was great for the men. And did it right. That's really a fun thing. Just even try to start it with one.
Yeah, I'd love to see that come back. I just remember the complaint I got was, we used to have this bar Association, executive director. She had been with the Houston Bar Association for like 30 years, and she retired about 4 years ago. And she wanted us to use the actual plates, like some fancy plates that the Houston Bar Association had. And it was, I mean, we had to hand wash those things and, you know, bring the plates. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, thank goodness I wasn't doing that. But that was one of the, it was just so much work. Because, yeah, like their plates, like their fancy plates. Where are they all now? Do they use them?
Oh, I moved to the first.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
We do everything, right? Thank you very much. Does anybody have any comments on Texas Lawyers Auxiliary?
I was going through some of my papers. In our field lately, that we were handed out this brochure, which really tells, it's about the Texas Citizen, about the spelling contest that they have in the, and so I only have 3, but if you are interested or want to get ideas, we have our bar in Austin, what is it, the main bar, what do you know?
The
State Bar has a wonderful LRE, just fabulous, and you can get great ideas.
Great
And let me give you this, I've just got 3, so if anybody wants one, but it's the www.texaslre.org. So it'll give you all kinds of ideas if your organization is looking for something. And I don't know if any of y'all, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking ahead to this meeting, but I don't know if anybody wants one, come tell me.
And Antonio, Bar Auxiliary?
Well, I have one more thing. Our Kalamazoo Lawyers Alliance also supports the juvenile home, and every Christmas we purchase gift cards, and every resident receives a gift card at Christmas time with I think it's a $25 gift card. So
Thank you.
that's an idea. Anyone else would like to do that too. And we buy books for their school. The teacher gives us a list of books that the students need, and then we purchase them for the school. And we've written grants through ALA to purchase these books as well.
Alice, how are they able to use that gift card since they're in the juvenile home?
Well, when they leave,
Oh,
they get the gift card.
oh, it's when they leave, they get it.
Yes,
Jody, do you have comments on San Antonio Bar Auxiliary?
Absolutely, yes. The president this year is Cecilia Green, and she's not attending right now. She's had some little health issues, so here I am. Like other groups, we are realigning and rewriting our bylaws. Rita is working on that with Melissa, so that first of all, we can be more inclusive of membership and grow our membership. And then secondly, so that we can kind of realign. And when this auxiliary started 85 years ago, it was a much bigger group. And of course, the feminine roles were much different than they are today. So while we are trying to get younger people into the auxiliary, many of them are just working and raising families. And so it's basically a core group of about 45 of us, and then a core group of about a dozen of us who are always doing things. But we did celebrate our 85th anniversary in the fall with a beautiful cocktail party at the Club Giroux on the San Antonio Riverwalk, and had it was quite successful. We had, our county commissioner was there. We had professors from the law school, people from the San Antonio Bar Association, auxiliary members. And so we celebrated, and the commissioner's court gave us a proclamation and an award for our 85 years of service to the Bexar County community. And so we unveiled our beautiful award and really enjoyed that. And then in December, we had a fun potluck kind of event that was to celebrate new members. We had like 4 new members, so we had a little potluck kind of Christmas thing at Cecilia's house. That was fun. And then on February 20th, we are going to have a speaker from the a charter. There's a charter school that's part of Fox Tech's high school, and they have a charter law, pre-law program, mock trials, moot court, and all of that. So the coordinator is going to come speak to us, and we're looking at getting involved in the same way that I guess Kalamazoo is and some of these other organizations with helping that mock trial program, since it's in a very underserved area of San Antonio. And so for that meeting, we're all taking some ties and suits and things for both boys and girls that people are bringing to kind of help that program. And we're going to find out more about that. So we have some active things coming up. And then our theme this year has been cowboys in courthouse, or cowgirls in courthouses. So we've toured one courthouse, and then in April, we're going to go and tour, no, it's in March. We're going to tour the Bandera County Courthouse, which is a historic courthouse, and go to lunch out there and just shop and have some fun. And then finally, our May meeting will be, again, the installation of the officers. And on that note, we're redefining those positions, consolidating some of them. We have positions that they used to be relevant and are no longer relevant, like historian. Now I do a newsletter, so that kind of takes care of all of that. And so that's about it. We're just having a good time and continuing with all of our missions here in Bexar County.
Thank you.
Well, another thing in Kalamazoo, we have the Late Show that Audrey Gray started, but the library has now taken it over, and volunteers go into the juvenile home. The readings are selected by the library that are age appropriate, and readers read in a closed room with just a mic, and read the story to the students that are the patients that are at the juvenile home in the evening. So someone used to coordinate that all with everybody, but now the library does that, and there's a screening process, and the material is selected by the library, and they send you the material, and you go in there, and someone escorts you to the site where you will read the story for about a half an hour.
I like that. I wanted to say I'm very impressed with Kalamazoo, and I hope you send some pictures in of you have the new courthouse, right?
Yes, a brand new one. Yes, I should send pictures. That's a good idea.
Send in some pictures, because I'm just really quite impressed with everything you all are doing. But send us some pictures. We'd love to see that.
Oh, and we're also having a gardener speak to our group in May to tell us giving us some gardening tips. So, but these ideas are wonderful. As Sharon is doing, I'm jotting down all these ideas to share with our group to kind of give some new energy and spark.
On that note, in the minutes, I started typing everything you were saying, and I said, this is ridiculous. So there's a lot of good ideas, and I'd like to get these minutes out in a week. So I'm going to go on the website, and all you people that have been here today, I'd like you to write 2 or 3 sentences about what you said and send it as a report. And I'm gonna cut and paste it onto the minutes, because I stopped doing it. And you've got so many good ideas, and I think people that are reading these minutes would like that. So.
And I'm sorry, I can't see your sign. Who do we send that to?
Jean Skilton.
Jean. Okay, thank you. Will do.
Well, you're sending the report to the website, not to me.
Oh, then to Noelle.
Right? You just tap it.
Send it to Noelle and she'll put it on the website.
Okay, I got you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody. It's interesting to find out what everybody's doing.
We've got great ideas.
Yeah, fantastic. Before we go forward, Joette, can we talk a little bit about the Slugger Museum and our dinner?
Yes, we have prepaid the restaurant this evening. Let me get back to my process here. I was drifting. So, Guy Gary's restaurant, by the way, is very close. It's about a 5-minute walk down the main street. Oh, you better put it in, but it's not far at all. And it looks real cute. But you just go to the counter and order, kind of like we did yesterday at the place. Pretty casual. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I mean, it's Guy Gary.
Oh, yeah, be fun.
Yeah, from the food channel. Yeah. I wish you were there in person. Diners, drive-ins and dives. Yes, that's it.
Should we meet in the lobby at 5:30?
I think that would be perfect.
And the field trip to the Slugger Museum, should we
The
meet?
Slugger Museum is I didn't really do a formal time slot because we did have, let's see how many paid to go there.
So we
We have a free afternoon and you can just go at your.
Oh, so that we don't have to go.
No, you don't have to go.
Okay.
Finding my notes here.
So if
Did we sign up and pay for that, or is that?
We paid for it.
So how do we get a ticket to go in if you're not on?
Well, let's see. I think I put some- Let me report that.
All the details.
should we plan to meet at 2:30 in the lobby?
Okay, that's a good idea. They do have our name.
You have to go by Uber, right?
But they don't.
So we paid for that, right?
Yeah, we already paid.
Okay.
And, I think there were about a smaller group that paid to go to that. So, Guy Gary, 24 people probably are going, that's not prepaid, you just pay for whatever you want.
Right.
16 people have prepaid for the Slugger Museum. So if you wanted to find a definite time to go over there together, it's probably a good idea.
Shall we meet in the lobby at 2:30?
Lunch over?
What?
Is the luncheon over by then?
Yeah.
Your
Supposed to be done at 2.
Yeah, lunch. Good, that's fine.
And then the luncheon, and where's the luncheon?
It's just next door, and they've set it up, they're gonna have the salad and dessert already out, so you can get started on that. And then give you, Janet, about 15 minutes to get, is the book lady coming to?
She's coming at 11:30, and I thought we do that here. She could talk.
Oh, in this room, okay.
Yeah, and then,
Well, she should be receiving it. Maybe I'll open the door.
then she'll be joining us for lunch, and if anybody wants to sit with her and ask her more questions.
She is staying for the
Because I was very impressed with this Dolly Parton. She's got libraries all over.
This one's your salads that just went by.
Well, that's right.
There is food.
And I think Kenny, your husband, was taking a video.
Yeah, we're gonna see how that works. I was gonna talk to Barbara about that. They asked him to do a video, the presentation.
Okay, I set up a Zoom also, so maybe Janice's auxiliary would like to dial in and watch it as well, so that's great, that's good.
We have
I'm
one
just
other
gonna I set it up
item.
at 12:30
Scope
and
would
then
like to
continue anytime.
explain
I want
something.
everybody's attention, please.
I'm gonna announce it.
This year, I realized I've been chairman of the Lifetime and Volunteer of the Year Award for many years, and I never really looked at all the stuff on the website. It's been the same, we put the same stuff up, okay? And so what I realized this year was that I've been in here long enough to know that the Volunteer of the Year Award is an award given to a local auxiliary person who's done a lot. And the lifetime achievement, and I'll go back to that in a minute, is a American Lawyers Alliance member who was given dedication over an extended period of time. And then on the website, there's 4 things but that differs from the Volunteer of the Year Award. And that has to be redone. And I'm gonna work with Rita to redo it. For some reason, years ago, and I was around, I remember,
somebody said, let's increase the membership by requiring that our volunteer of the year join ALA. So on the website, it says to recognize an individual, ALA or local legal auxiliary member who has effectively increased both member and public understanding of law and American legal system. And then under here it says, nominee must be a paid ALA member. And so I'm gonna work with Rita. We don't need any voting. It's not a bylaw. It's just a thing that's been on the website. And it came to light this year that I had not informed people about that. So are there any further questions? That's all I really. If we just need to take out that it's an ALA member. Any questions? That's it.
I want to tell the ladies on Zoom, I think you probably saw if you logged on this morning, Noelle sent out a blast on this. I went ahead and set up a Zoom for the luncheon and it'll just run. So you can eat your lunch, go away, do whatever. Because I don't know what time they're going to start doing stuff, but I thought Janice's auxiliary members might like to dial in and watch that as well and hear the words about her. Janice is on. So yeah, Noelle sent out the blast this morning. And so it'll be just set up and non-attended toward the podium or whatever. So, yeah. So, and also Kitty's husband's going to take a video, so that'll be something separate from this.
What?
Okay.
Because we
She
can't.
just told me that.
save This.
Yeah, I can save this. Yeah.
You want to save it then and he won't have to do that?
Well, I think we need both,
Okay.
just in case.
What?
So you guys are gonna be on Zoom.
For posterity.
Janet, does Janice know what time to come on? Have you talked to her?
Yes.
She said yes.
She's on there now?
Yeah.
Hi, Janice.
Janice, you know what time we're doing the lunch from? Well, we're starting at 12:30
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay, thank you.
and we're going to have Patrick make a video so we can have it for posterity.
Plus it's
Well, plus it's on.
I'll
Zoom.
record it on Zoom as well.
recorded on Zoom.
Oh,
Janice, you got the link this morning, right?
sorry.
Janice?
I don't know if I got it. I've been on with you all morning. I haven't looked.
Okay, I'll make sure I'll resend it to you again, so you make sure you have.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to thank Barbara Smallwood for setting all this up and getting, panning the members so we can see them and hear them. You've done a wonderful job, Barbara. Thank you. Thank you.
Get busy.
All right, well, it's a few minutes. I'm gonna go and check and see if this lady's here, want to, coming at 11:30 and gave her directions. To find
Oh, I'm almost dead on my battery.
We'll find her.
It's 11:27 now.
Her name is Maria Gurin, Gurrpen, and she's the executive director of the library. So chit chats and we'll go find her.
I'm going to go on the internet, so if you guys go ahead. We'll have a little thing, and we'll just say that you made the report.
Okay, I'm having to charge the computer, so I'm moving it to a different location.
These back again, or what do you want? You want these back again? You say yes, Janet will be.
Sure, probably would keep them, right?
Sure.
And everybody's gonna remember to bring a name tag.
No, he's going to have to. You can see Janet, she'll.
This morning at Sandy Spring. Oh, good for you. And, did you, leave it there or did you take the money?
Let's give it to you,
When you get down there. Okay, I have a question for you. On the computer watching ALA, I'm black and I don't know how to put my picture up on it. I'm hearing everything. I'm on the screen, but it's got my name up there, but I'm black.
There should, Janice, there should be down at the bottom of your screen, there's a little icon that says mute, and next to it is video.
It's
Make sure
what?
you're there's a little icon at the bottom of your screen where it says mute on the left, and the next to it says video. Make sure you click on the video to make sure you're being recorded.
Start video.
Yes.
Ah,
there you go.
thank
Right,
you. Oh, it went off.
click it again. There you go.
Oh, I got it. Okay, thank you, babe. Bye. Thank you, Noel.
You're welcome.
I'm not too good on the computer.
You're doing just fine. I don't know who's in there right now, but I wanted to let you guys know I sent out a blast yesterday about the judicial award, and within 5 minutes we had an applicant.
Wow.
Come in.
You did. Oh, good.
We did.
Good.
Yeah, and I forwarded that on to Virginia and to Janet,
Wow.
a fella out of New Mexico. So
Wow.
hopefully we'll get a couple more and be able to get a really good candidate.
Noelle, I just want to tell you that I'm sharing this little Baylor bear because I see, Noelle, that you have all your Texas stuff up.
Yep.
And next time I'm on a Zoom meeting, yeah, yeah, sick 'em, girl. I'm just telling you, I'm going to get my Baylor pennant out in a minute. But for right now, this bevy of Baylor bears.
Oh, are you a collector? Are you a collector?
I went to Baylor, so I always loved bears. And then it's just become worse. And so it's become worse. And then we're expecting a little grandbaby in June. So I'm going to have to share my office when I'm babysitting him.
Oh, yes. Oh, you
So the bears are kind of getting ready, but they're also here to tease Noelle and say,
hey, I could take you. Somebody described this weekend house as a shrine to Texas football. There is more Longhorn paraphernalia floating around this house than it gives any Aggie would get the total heebie-jeebies if they walked in.
Well, I will say, I have to admit that that since Archie Manning's grandson is playing for Texas.
Yes, Arch. Yes, he's darling.
That I've had to secretly have a sort of a subtle interest in the team because since I'm a Manning, I love all the Mannings, of course. So anyway, you know, I don't have that much animosity toward Texas.
And he's just, I've met him in person. He's just darling. He is so cute.
That's cool.
Are you an owl collector too? What are those up there?
Oh yeah, that's just my owl buddy. I like owls. we live on a pretty big place out here, and we usually can hear the owls hooting. So my husband and I are quite fond of owls. And then I saw that owl at a store, and my sister gave it to me for Christmas. It's just, you know, one of those things.
Well, I have to show you my amaryllis that just blossomed. It has 8.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Meeting starting.
8 blossoms. And
oh
it's
my
been
gosh,
so
that is
much
pretty.
fun to watch it grow and blossom. And
very beautiful.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. My goodness. Well, it's fun to get all those wonderful ideas. I want to know more about that Valentine's luncheon.
The Galentine's luncheon. Yeah, that
I'd
sounds
like
fun.
to do that here.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing or what day.
Muted him.
So just a little update on the little fine details in the Clover Museum. It's only about 8 or 9 blocks from here, but she said that they have really
I think the host, the host has. No, the hostess has her audio thing off.
I think she's, yeah, I've been
I can't.
texting people.
You couldn't hear her either.
Y'all unmute the computer. Sharon, tell Barbara to unmute the computer.
Doesn't
Somebody.
there. I did. I thank you, Noel.
I don't think can y'all hear us?
Yes. Yes.
No, but Barbara, you're muted. There we go.
Oh, that's okay. So 2 books out of every year, English and Spanish, so they're translated on every single page. 1 book out of every year is nonfiction. You might wonder what does nonfiction look like for you. It looks like a little animated water droplet going through the water cycle, or a book that's all about certain kinds of animals that's more scientific than like a story. And then they start off, because we are enrolling kids as soon as they're born. We start off with the board books, and we always tell parents, I don't care if your baby's just chewing on the corner of this, they're learning what a book is, they're like, learning that this is part of their world. And then the graduation book, the month the child turns 5, and look out kindergarten, and here I come. Oh, cute, it's really cute. The little mouse who's anxious about kindergarten, but he goes and he meets other animal friends, and spoiler, they have a great day. And then on the inside, there's a note from Dolly that congratulates them on graduating for the program, also encourages them to check out the library at their new school or a library in the community, just hoping to kind of enforce that reading at every step. There's a lot of classics, so we've got Corduroy, we've got Llama Llama, we've got, some of those classic series.
Ones that we used to read to our kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I always like to point out too, there's reading strategies on the inside cover. And they're to help parents get kids thinking more about the story as they read. So they have questions in there that you can prompt, that ask your child this before the story, ask your child this during the story, ask them this after the story. To really get kids kind of thinking a little bit more critically about the books and what's going on. And
Are those specifically printed for you, those instructions? In other
Yes.
words, it's different than what you could buy at the store.
Yes, so the reading strategies are specific. They were developed by NCFL, the National Center for Family Learning, which is actually located here in Louisville. So Louisville has a lot of cool connections to Dolly. And then all of the Imagination Library books are going to be printed with this Imagination Library seal on it, which is the logo, the training. So these are also for Dolly. Dolly sends them almost 3 million books every single month, which is why you get special ordered books. When you order 3 million books a month from the same publisher, they also tend to have you quite a good deal, which is why affiliates can start up programs relatively inexpensively. So
What about the increase in postage happening?
they went up maybe a year ago by about 5 or 10 cents per book. We're really lucky too. I'll back up and talk about the local chapter. So Kentucky legislature voted to pass legislation to become a statewide program. And what that means is that they have a commitment to help every county start a program. And this just happened in 2022. So there were a bunch of chapters that were already in existence. But the big thing about that is that they cover half the cost of every book mailed to a Kentucky kid each month. So it immediately covers the state government. And so there's a bunch of states that are statewide. Imagination Library has really been expanding, especially in just the last couple of years. But so what that means is that instead of each book costing us $2.20 for the book and the mailing, it costs us $1.10. So we are mailing almost 13,000 books every month. So amazing. Just in Jefferson County, so
How do they get on the mailing?
So that's an excellent question. There's a couple ways. We partner, I'll start at the very, very beginning. We partner with some of the hospitals that help sign babies up before they go home on the labor and delivery unit. So some of those families are getting signed up before they go home. The earlier a child signs up, the more books they get. A child signed up at birth will get 60 books. But we'll take kids all the way up until they're, pretty close to 5. Even if they're only going to get a few books in the mail, we'll still find them.
a lot of our registrations come from people knowing about the program, word of mouth, finding out. Most of them are online. So when registrations come in online, I just have to go in and click, make sure all the information is accurate and approved. We partner with tons of organizations that are already working with the parents of children under 5, whether that be pediatricians, health centers, Head Start, daycares, Metro United Way, a lot of organizations here, like, I don't know if you guys are going to Churchill Downs, but the Backside Learning Center, which serves the families of the folks working on the backside that are largely immigrant, Spanish-speaking population. So Backside Learning Center signs up families for us. Americana Community Center, which is another international an organization that serves a lot of international populations, refugees and immigrants that come to Louisville. We partner with, I know I'm forgetting some, the HANDS program, which is focuses on early childhood, as well as Jefferson County Public Schools. By the time a child is in elementary school, they're too old for the program, but there's some early childhood centers. And even if we'll go to elementary school events, because we're going to find, younger siblings. Lots of organizations are doing that work to sign up, to help us sign up families. And then we do table at events all the time. Last year I probably did, just off the top, at least 35 outreach events where we were just tabling at someone else's event. It was either a back to school event or something geared towards young families. I just tabled at a community baby shower that was any mom. Yeah, those have become really popular. So any mom who was either expecting or had a baby within the last year could come and get resources, could get clothes, could get, discount on whether it would be a car seat, just different things like that. And then we were signing babies up too for the program. So,
oh man, that's a lot.
yeah, we try to get the word out as much as possible. And we started off just in certain zip codes. So, when you pay for every book a month, and we have 49,000 0 to 5-year-olds in Louisville. So we're serving almost 13,000, but we have, a ways to go. We're sending a book to 1 out of every 4 children under the age of 5 in Louisville right now. We started out just in select zip codes, just because financially we couldn't do it all at once. Still a volunteer at that point. But we started out in areas where we knew families would have more barriers to accessing books, lower income, all the areas that have the high concentrations of poverty, lower educational attainment, just maybe further from the library, all of the things that we know can compound for kindergarten readiness. In our community, about 50% of kids are not actually kindergarten ready when they show up to kindergarten. And about 50% of kids in Jefferson County Public Schools are not reading their grade level. And so we really look at this as an early intervention to try to get books as a resource in the home, both for everything we know about brain development and, language acquisition and making those neural connections and building auditory memory, but also, just 15 minutes a day of reading to your child creates that really important bonding experience. And so this makes sure that a family has a new book to read every month. Part of what I have learned in this role is, I grew up in a house that had a lot of books. Books were a huge thing. My mom always says that reading to me and my brother was like one of her favorite parts of being a mom. And so it was new to me to hear parents say, oh, my daughter's only 2, she's too young for books. Or, oh, my kid's only a 1.5 years, so I have to read to it. Like, you can't read yet. And there's kind of been this association of like learning to read with school rather than something that happens at the very beginning. So we tried to also look at, what partnerships can we build to spread awareness of just how important it is to read in early childhood, because a lot of parents just don't know because they didn't have books when they were growing up. In low-income neighborhoods, it's estimated that there's 1 book for every 300 households. And so we're trying to change that. So we do have a focus on our equity zip code still, even as we've expanded countywide. We look at data every single month on of the eligible kids in our 8 equity zip codes, how many are we serving, and we have specific goals. We wanted to reach 25% by last year, which we did, and we're hoping to reach 30% this year.
How large a staff do you have to distribute that?
You are looking at Imagination Library in Louisville, and it's just me. We were actually
package them up and mail them out?
No, and so that is what makes this program so scalable, is that all of the books come directly from Tennessee to the children. So what we do locally, we do the outreach to sign them up, and then once we put them in the book order system, the Dollywood Foundation does the printing, the mailing, the distribution. And so my main role is outreach, finding the kids and families, signing them up, awareness, building partnerships, and then fundraising to cover the cost. So our book bill right now is about $14,000 a month is what we pay to send the books because of the $10.
So, rather than giving books to you all, it might be more helpful if we gave money to Jen.
Yes, absolutely, because we don't send books outside of the pre-approved ones. Now, if anyone brought books today, we partnered with a fabulous foundation called the ALA Foundation. They're actually sponsoring our books for the month of March, which is $15,000. And they do pop-up events, the word is escaping me, book fairs, like a pop-up, like a book fair. They do those, there's a couple schools they've adopted where they've redone part of the library to be like a reading corner kind of a thing. They have, it's called the Abby and Baylor for Jackson Foundation. They actually, the foundation is in memory of their 2 children that passed away. And both of their kids loved to read. They were both under 6 when they passed away. And so they have created this foundation in their memory and have become a huge partner with us. Because when they came to us, they said, oh, we have a deal with Scholastic. We can get books for $6 a piece. And we said, that's great. They're only $1.10 for us. We're one of about 4 organizations they partner with. So they do their own book fairs, but then they also fund a couple other literacy organizations that can make their money go further and get more books to more kids.
What is your result of this? Like when the kids come to school, you know which ones have been in the books and what is the feedback?
So we're working on that. So with us recently becoming a statewide program, that has helped the Dollywood Foundation working directly with the Kentucky Department of Education to get a flag added to independent campus for our system. So that then we can look at kindergarten readiness scores and compare those who were in Imagination Library with those who were not. Now we have data from other places. Imagination Library having been around for almost 30 years, we have a lot of data that shows not only are children who receive Imagination Library books doing better on kindergarten readiness, but for some demographics that difference is still significant up until the 3rd grade, and it's still showing a difference. So we know that it's impactful. We also know that by creating a richer literacy environment, so if we know we're sending these to households where some of them don't have books at all, we know that it's going to make a difference to have those books and read out loud. Part of the kindergarten readiness test is a book is handed to a 5-year-old and they have to point to the front and back cover, and some of them cannot because they are not familiar with the book. And some don't know. But we are doing our own program evaluation. We're partnering with the University of Louisville. I'm told any day now we're waiting on final IRB approval, which if any of you are familiar with the university system and IRB approval, it's never easy. But we will be sending out, when families register, almost all of them, except for some paper registrations, give us an email. So we'll be sending out emails to about 12,000 parents, asking them these carefully crafted questions to get at the difference in reading behaviors from before the program to now. So we ask questions like, are you reading more often now that your child's getting a monthly book in the mail? Or do you notice your child using vocabulary words in the books that you're reading? Have you noticed that he's more excited to read? So part of, I don't know if I brought a project model today, because they're asking for ridiculous, but part of the model is that a richer home literacy environment builds more opportunities for interactions between parents and caregivers, that it builds, it increases the frequency of reading behaviors and also increases the motivation to read among children and caregivers. And so those are all some of those immediate outcomes we hope to have. And then ultimately we want to be able to measure kindergarten readiness. Are kids showing up to school more ready because they've had the experience of Imagination Library? And also, I think it's a really beautiful thing that kids can show up to a classroom having the shared experience of the same books, you know, because they have the same lessons, and we work with our public libraries, so sometimes we programming around the books. So with me being the only person, we don't do a ton of programming. It's more than a full-time job to manage the outreach and the fundraising and all of the day-to-day operations that, you know, with the border system. But the libraries kind of do part of that, and we're continuing to build that relationship. So all the children's librarians have a list of all the books that are going to be sent to 2024, so that they want to plan any programming around the books.
After 30 years, you would like to know the results that,
And there's tons of research from affiliates that have been around for a long time. You can even go on the national website and there's a research tab and it just has pages and pages of research from different places. There's Alaska studies, there's studies from Knox County, Tennessee. This program is also in Canada, Australia, the UK, and the Republic of Ireland. So we're one of the 9 countries.
So in other words, all states could tap into this, or all communities tap into this and do it.
And I think that's the goal. Right now, there's one county in Kentucky that doesn't have a program, and I think a couple counties where some zip codes are served, but not others, but the rest are all covered, and it's gotten there pretty quickly.
I have a little bit of a question about how this works. So you have people in your county that sign up for this and they send them books from Tennessee. Do they send you a bill sort of that says, you know, you've got 48 kids in your county and so you owe us this much? And so then that's what you're doing is raising funds to cover the costs of.
Exactly. So I raise funds to cover the cost of every book we mail each month. So we get an invoice from the Dollywood Foundation that says, you know, you mailed, I think last month it was 12,522 books and you owe us, you know, just over $13,000. And then we pay that each month.
So then you swallow hard and write the
It automatically comes to the bank account. So one day I just log into the bank account and I'm like, oh, the invoice came out. So yeah.
Can we write a check to you and give it to you today?
You absolutely can. I can find out what it means. So if you look at the national website, which is imaginationlibrary.com, you enter in your zip code and then it'll tell you if you have a program in your area.
I can see that my area has a program.
Oh, good. Yeah, there's some that are easy to do, there's some that don't. We have a policy because when this program started, Bill Shorey was the news director at Wade, and he moved here with his wife and his daughter Izzy, who was 3 at the time. She is now 14 and a freshman in high school. Actually, she's 15. She had a birthday last week. But when they discovered there wasn't a program, the chapter that they were enrolled in Tennessee continued to send her books until she was 5, so she could finish up and graduate. So that's what we do as well. So if we have any kids, you know, families are moving around all the time. So if we have kids who go out of Jefferson County to an area that does have a program, we just transfer them and they keep getting their books like nothing happened. If they move to an area that doesn't have a program, we keep them and yeah, then we keep them and continue to pay for their books until they turn 5. I think there were maybe of the over 12,000 kids last month, there might have been 30 or 35 that were books that were going outside of Kentucky.
So what I was thinking about is, you know, I have a friend who just had 2 grandkids. And I think maybe I could sign them up if they're in their area and then make a donation to their area as a gift and say, you know, I've signed your grandchild up for this book and I give you a donation, cover the cost.
Absolutely.
Something like that. That's
good. Well, we've expanded, you know, because we started in zip codes of highest need and now we're in the whole county. I've had that conversation with friends because I've had friends who have had kids in the last year or two. And I'm like, oh, are you signed up? And they're like, no, we can afford books. It's fine. And I tell them, you can afford books, but the magic of this program is something that your kid needs to experience. Not to mention, you know, one of my neighbors is in the program and she told me, she said it's a great way to get this like curated set of books mailed from house without her having to know what's out there or know any research or anything like that. They just come. And then I also tell my friends, if this bothers you, it costs about $50 on average for one child to go through the entire 5 years of the program. And so I'll say, you know, yeah, that's what I sign up lady and then you're on the website.
Book in the mail, like you said. That's exciting for them.
Kids love getting mail.
I was gonna say, I have two grandchildren, and they both are receiving them because one is 18 months and one is 3 years old. And the one that turned 6 stopped receiving. Well, it was wonderful, and these are not kids that, they have books all over the house. Yeah. But they get them anywhere.
Yeah.
They're just so wonderful.
It does
States.
but also the fact that if they go to school, other kids have had those books.
Yeah. It's an
Well,
amazing program.
there must be an influx of library cards when these kids turn 5.
We like to think so, and we're working with other programs. There's a program here locally called I Would Rather Be Reading. It was started by 2 former teachers, which is kind of saw how kids were falling through the cracks who weren't on track for reading, and just, it's so hard to catch up in school once you're a certain age. So they created this organization where they're in the schools and in the community, and they're hyper focused on literacy, and they started at age 5 and we ended age 5. And so we talked to them about how can we just make you guys the next part of the continuum of, oh, maybe everyone who graduates that month, they get an email that says, congratulations, your child has graduated. Here's these other opportunities to continue reading. That's good. I'm also I used to work in city government. My background's in social work, and I actually worked in juvenile justice for about 10 years. And folks have told me, I never would have thought I was going to be working in early childhood, but it also makes perfect sense because when I was working with 16 to 19-year-old kids, mostly boys, so many of them had a terrible relationship with school. They were not great readers, their literacy rates were not high, and so I really do see this as just kind of an earlier step in the continuum for some kids. Some kids, that's not a risk, they're not going down that path, but for some kids, maybe you're more excited about school when they get there because they had 5 years of books.
Well, and it's like a hug when it comes in the mail. It's there.
Yeah. And we get emails, we get a monthly newsletter as affiliates from the Dollywood Foundation, and they'll put in there notes that get sent to the thank you notes from kids that get sent to them. And a lot of kids think that Dolly is only sending them books. They think, oh, my friend Dolly, and she'll get like invited to a birthday party. I mean, it couldn't be more adorable.
Nice.
Does she come in person and visit you?
She hasn't yet, although as soon as the state reaches statewide coverage and every single area in the state is covered, she does a statewide visit. And so we're hoping in 2024 that we'll get her.
Statewide right now.
I don't have a list of those, quite a few. A bunch of them have come online, and it's also the process. So our legislator committed to being a statewide program in 2022 in that legislative session, and then started that covering that funding in summer 2022, and it'll be 2024 at the earliest when we actually reach statewide coverage. So there's the commitment. Indiana just committed to statewide program.
Can you tell for a place? Then yes, I can help you. So they won't be until at least during the week of the 19th of February. It's solid and filled up.
Here is going to do that, help those counties that don't have a program yet.
Let's just go. I'll just have to scan the back. The whole form came out very short. Put a credit card number in and very nice to do that.
Perfect. And so there's 2 ways to donate. You can donate here on the national website, and thank you. And they will get it to us eventually, and it comes out on our monthly book bill. We do have a grant right now that's covering part of our monthly book bill. So the best way to donate, if you haven't already, it's perfect. But the best way to donate is to go to our local website, which is imaginationlibrarylouisville.org. It's also on, there's only certain parts of this brochure.
It's on the back, yeah.
That's the national website.
Oh, that's the national, yeah.
We also have our local flyer. I need to make, this is on my very long to-do list, one of these flyers that is just for donation purposes, because the QR code on here is just going to take you to registration, because this is for fans. But it does have our website on it, imaginationlibrarylouisville.org, and that is the best way to donate, and that it will come directly.
Do you have more ones? And you don't find around?
I'm fine. I've got the brochure. Let's just put this.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I mean, I'll use some.
Take a picture right then and forward. In other words, we could approach our own communities to get that started.
Well, yeah, there may be one in your community, and if not, yeah, you can find the criteria is that you have to be somehow connected. Yeah, no. Oh, maybe you pass them around.
Picture. Oh, she's saving you.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on, there you go. They are. Perfect. Well, then you can send it to me and I can post you guys on Facebook.
Yeah.
This is very exciting.
I love it. And when I tell them about it, yeah, God has been a lot of everything. And I give you that pretty great thing.
Well, we have it on photo.
I did that once. Okay, I'll do this grade, kindergarten. Snowy day. Tell you what the.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And a lot of young people say, no, feel like there's. There's so many people.
Do what?
They're,
Oh, no, that's fine.
I love it. The first book. Other than Dick and Jane, you know.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, so these are different, these are bigger than you thought, but on the books that have them back, they're the same size.
All right, ladies, I have 12, lunch will be next door at 12:30. And Maria will be joining us for lunch. More questions. And so we will meet at 2:15 for the Slugger Museum. And we have 5:30 for the dive here smokehouse evening. And thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies, for joining. You've got the link, I hope, to sign in if you want to listen to the luncheon, because it won't be this. I'm going to shut this down. You can watch us eat, you can listen to the thing, or you can wait until it's recorded and then fast forward to the good part. So.
Thanks for all your hard work, Barbara.
Oh, yeah. I'll see y'all at 12:30.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good afternoon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.